Hello, everyone. This is the Easy Allies podcast. I'm your moderator, Kyle Bossman, and joining us this week, Michael Damiani.
Biohazard.
Michael Huber.
2.
Brandon Jones.
Michael.
And Ian Yank.
Damiani.
Yes. That was hard to escalate. I think you nailed it. I was not sure what the right steps for that one was.
I want to start every podcast that way now.
A new game title every time.
Easy Allies podcast.
Bossman.
Presented by
Episode 165.
I think we'd be doing better if I did that.
Let's give it a shot.
Naughty wouldn't like it. Naughty wouldn't
Like,
go.
not that we're doing bad, but like I feel like we'd be having like triple the views if it's like, welcome to. You got to do every single word too. It's time for Pro Strats Only, please. This is where patrons of Easy Allies ask the experts in our panel for help in any game they're having trouble with. Here we go. Hi, Allies. I'm stuck in Hamburger Havoc. I'm at the point where the Don has ordered the regular. Do I give him the briefcase or prepare an Ultra Burgermeister with all the fixings? Pro Strats Only, please. Phase on.
All right, so what you want to do with the Dawn is you're definitely going to need to
Wait
get
a
on
minute.
the
Wait. I'm Damiani. I'm sorry, Kyle. What's the bit here? Is this like, do people ask really simple questions to games, and that's like the joke that these are really easy?
No, it's not. It's
'Cause
not
that's
meant to be,
like-
it's not meant to.
That's like
easy.
barely halfway through the game. Like it's the Burgermeister. It's like the answer to all of these questions is like, I don't know. I just don't like these are creative, I guess, but they're just simple. Like I don't.
Jones, honestly, I thought that was a hard question that would probably stump the panel. We'd have like a little discussion about it for maybe a minute.
I guess that's it. It's like these are just really easy to me, so I don't understand the validated conversation we're supposed to have. It just seems like a bit. I don't.
It's Jones. It's not like a joke. It's not meant to be funny or anything. I just thought like maybe we could help our community out.
That's it. Is it doesn't feel like we're helping them, because to me these are really easy questions, like joking.
Damiani, were you about to say Burgermeister?
Yeah.
Huber, would you have known the answer to this?
Yeah.
Ian, would you have known the answer to this?
Yeah.
Okay, I guess I'll just try harder next week. Time for corrections. Begin corrections music, please. The cartoon with the great intro is Where in the World is Carmen... No. Where on Earth is Carmen Sandiego?
Oh, nice.
Different shows.
Okay.
Where in the World is Carmen Sandiego?
San Diego.
Yes! This right here!
Oh, no.
I was trying to sing this last week, Damiani!
The rare Bossman Damiani validation.
Yes! Where
rare.
can she be?
Yeah, it's like the epic song.
Yes, thank you, Damiani.
And then you
Oh.
go off the Statue of Liberty, yeah.
Yep. Oh, man, he knows it.
I remember this now.
Damiani sang it way better than I did, to his credit. A first is the highest grade you can get. It's good to get a first. We're talking about that paper, the blue shell one.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah. So if you get a first on your paper, nailed it. EA Star Wars license expires in 2023.
Yes.
Yeah. Didn't know. I'm not sure if that's like public
years
knowledge or
away.
not, but I was able enough to find enough articles.
Nice.
Counting down.
Game trailers gave Ghost Recon Advanced Warfighter a 9.9. We always forget that.
We say 9.8.
I always say
9.9.
9.9, right.
Yeah, that is the actual highest score. Advanced Warfighter. Ace Combat 7 Skies Unknown. Last week I called it Enemies Unknown, and then went on to make fun of the title that I wrote down incorrectly.
Well, there's XCOM Enemy Unknown.
Right, yeah.
Kyle,
Yeah.
a little fun story real quick.
Okay.
Corrections on myself for my Ace Combat 7 script for the review. Bloodworth sent me back a note saying, good script, Damiani, but you literally, every single instance, swapped Skies Unknown with Unknown Skies. He was like, you just showed it like you literally flipped it every single time. So yes, it's a confusing title.
Oh, man. I would not want to get that note from Bloodworth. The big one is about, lots of info about Bungie and Activision. So the original deal that Bungie had with Activision, which we had access to because of that weird court case, and that they made that whole contract public, was that Bungie owns all of Destiny IP. Activision just had publishing rights. And so I watched the whole, the Hogue. I watched the Virtual Legality, number 13, worth checking out, to get it better. So basically, they didn't have to buy out the rights. They had to make some sort of agreement because Activision actually had the rights to cancel the contract. Bungie did not. But Hogue goes on to say that, Bungie could have said, we don't want to work on this anymore. And then you're kind of obligated to be like, okay, then go, fine. A weird part of the contract said that Bungie could not make any new Destiny games 2 years after the contract ended. So Hogue thinks that probably didn't last, probably that was renegotiated. But contract as it was signed in 2010 said that Bungie would not be able to, right as of last week, as of January 10th, would not be able to make any new Destiny games for 2 whole years.
Wow.
But that probably changed. We don't know their new contract. They don't make that public.
That would be a weird contract.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, it's still weird. It's weird that, Activision was willing to let them go. Like that part is still weird to me. It was a willingness. But yeah, it turns out no money exchange, so that's pretty interesting. Termination power is the actual legal phrase. Activision had termination power of the contract.
Very intimidating.
Yeah. But generally, it was Bungie swinging their ding-dongs around when they first signed that contract. They got, a really good deal. Jones is aghast at my phrase.
Me too.
I censored it. I know. I was, really censoring it, too. I'm like...
That's shocking.
I'm halfway through the sentence. I'm like, how do I soften this out? They were swinging their ding-dongs around.
Their hostess ding-dongs.
Their what?
Their hostess. The
the treats.
Pastry,
Yeah, the pastries. They
Somehow
had
that makes it
Doesn't
worse.
help.
I tried, Kyle. I tried. I'm sorry.
They had a bunch of bagged Hostess treats. Basically, they got an insane deal from Activision because they were coming hot off Halo games, like Halo 3, ODST. Reach hadn't come out yet, but it was in that contract. It's really crazy. It's like, hey, if this doesn't get this kind of meta score, we might cancel this deal. Reach has to do well for you to be their notoriety we want. But yeah, for them to be able to say, we get to keep everything Activision. We get to do whatever we want with Destiny and all of those things. There was a really loosey-goosey contract. It was totally in their favor. And then Activision really just wanted to make sure that they at least made money from the first 2 games. And that's what they did. And so it kind of seems like they just didn't get enough money from the deal. It does kind of seem like both sides split amicably.
Cool.
Yeah. Watch Virtual Legality. Don't watch me try to restate everything that was said in there. Lastly, there is no such thing as too much Star Wars. End corrections music, please.
Kyle, do you think EA will release an amazing Star Wars game before 2023?
Yes, dude, this year, 2019.
Respawn?
Respawn's... Hubert, remember how good Titanfall 2 is?
Yes.
Don't forget that, dude.
I don't. But that is different than
It's not
Star
different.
Wars,
I was
dude.
thinking about it. I was thinking
It's
about it this
different.
week. I'm like, dang, that game's going to be really good.
I hope so.
Oh, Damiani's sighing like he knows
No,
something.
Timefall's campaign was amazing.
Okay.
Timefall 2's
Yes.
was amazing.
So what are we talking about
I'm
here?
just scared about all the pressure they're gonna have and all the stipulations they're gonna be throwing at them. Like, oh well, you're gonna have to do this with this game, and you also have to do we expect this to be done, and response just be like, okay, how are we gonna be expected to make a good game? Oh, it just needs to be good enough to make us money, but this is our plan, and they're gonna have to bow down to those business managers and all that people above them. And responses could be crushed, and we're going to be reading reports at the end of the year about
God.
responses could be like, oh, it was a nightmare, such bad working conditions.
Respawn does not bow down.
can-
Yeah,
we-
Respawn won't bow down.
They'll be like,
Hopefully.
we're just going to make Titanfall 3, forget you, EA.
They can't. EA owns them now.
They're going to split amicably. And
Termination.
We're taking Termination. We're taking Titanfall with us, and we're going to, in 2 years, we'll release Titanfall 3.
That's still what I'm kind of sour about is letting Titanfall 2 go out to die and then buying that studio. It's like, that didn't do well. Sorry. Do you want to be bought now? It's like, okay. All right, you. I want to talk about Mortal Kombat 11.
Do we end corrections music? I just want to make sure.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Right after Star Wars. No such thing as too much Star
I got
Wars.
thrown off by Star Wars, yeah.
Do you agree with that? No such thing as too much Star Wars?
Oh, heck yeah.
Okay, great.
All these were just like, we're getting a Star Wars movie a year. It's like, what, huh?
Excellent.
What
Yep.
fan would be upset by that? Even if they were bad, when Batman and Robin came out, I did not think it was a good film, but I was not upset to be going to see a Batman film in the theaters.
Jones, that's a wonderful perspective, man.
yeah.
Yeah, I love that.
Interesting.
What is your... Okay.
I worry about
that.
saturation. From my perspective, I'll put a series I love real quick. Zelda. I
Yeah.
don't want a new Zelda game every year. I liked it when they took their time, and I had more faith that each game would be quality. they start churning him out too fast, I mean, it's cool for a little bit, but it's like, am I getting numb to this? Am I getting too used to it? Is it losing its special flavor? I
see
worry
both
about
sides.
that.
How about if it's not particularly like Link getting the Triforce to save Zelda in every Zelda game?
And then I get
every year?
Triforce Heroes, and then I get Link's crossbow training, and then
And then you get like Ganondorf's Rampage one year.
the Ganondorf's Rampage, Hyrule
Yes.
Warriors, stuff like
I
that.
want to play Ganondorf's Rampage.
Yeah, and like
It's Hyrule Warriors. Go
and
play
like
it.
Goron Daddy Quest. You know what I mean? Like
Oh my gosh, Goron Daddy Quest, where you have
Yes.
to go babysit the little baby Goron from Majora's Mask.
Yes.
Like, and if you don't do right, it starts whang.
Yeah.
Okay.
Brad does a perfect impression of that thing.
Okay.
Is this a bit or is this real?
No,
Oh,
what
it
I'm
was
saying-
a
what
it
I'm
was
saying
a
is
canceled game.
there is a baby. There is at
Same
least
question.
there is one baby Goron
Yes.
in Majora's Mask that
Yes.
does cry. There is that at least.
Okay.
This is grounded in at least some reality. But what I'm saying is, I think you could do a Zelda game every year, even Damiani, if you make them different enough.
I don't know.
I see both sides.
Okay.
Maybe. I'll give you a maybe.
All right, thank you. I want to talk about Mortal Kombat 11. The game was announced at the Game Awards. We got a CG trailer, not much else. And so it was promised at that point there'd be a big reveal event in January. Look forward to it. We will show gameplay. We will show you all that you want to see. You were there.
Yeah, it was there
What
with
was that
Ben.
environment like?
Yeah,
Dude,
so it was a live show. It's
have
worth
you
saying, like,
seen-
straight out, it's a live debut.
You guys have seen San Junipero, right?
Oh yeah.
Okay, remember? Yeah, Ian. Remember they go to like the quarry or what's it called? The like industrial place.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. Okay, that is what it felt like.
It was pretty crazy. It felt like the 90s. It was
Dude.
a weird. I saw photos. Like, what happened at this
Here's
place?
a reference you'll get. It felt like the Foot Clan's lair in the original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles
I
movie
know
with
what
Sam
that is.
Rockwell.
Sam Rockwell, dude.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
The only thing they didn't have was a half pipe. People were getting people were getting tattoos. There was a
Cigarettes.
There was this is how insane it was. There was a glass room where people had like hammers smashing glass.
Oh, I saw that actually.
Out of control.
And I totally, like, it
This is
didn't
the Mortal
register with me.
Kombat thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, so
Were you
wait.
supposed to be an Outworld or something?
I'm sorry, is the tattoos a real thing?
Yeah. Dude was getting a dragon on his leg, dude. I was like, yeah.
With an actual tattoo gun.
Actual tattoo artist there,
Wow.
official, real deal.
It will give you a free emblem of Mortal
Yeah,
Kombat.
he was getting the dragon on his leg.
I mean, a free tattoo is a free tattoo.
Dude, and if you love Mortal Kombat and you love tattoos,
And remember this, going to remember this event for
Yeah.
the rest of your life.
it was pretty cool.
I hope it has an event name on it too on the tattoo.
Yeah, the date.
Yeah, you'll never forget.
Hubert, was this an event?
It was.
The reveal of Mortal
Yeah.
Kombat 11 wasn't an event.
It felt special, yeah.
Why?
Ed Boon was there. Obviously, that's big. He's, legend in the industry. Quagmire. There it is. Thanks, Ian.
Wait, what is Quagmire?
From San Junipero.
Oh,
That's
okay.
the sex grunge bar. in-
Quagmire. Yeah, Ed Boon was there, and Jones, he did exactly what you love. He came out so hyped, 45 seconds, and goes, yeah, before I talk about it too much, you guys want to see it, so here it is.
Yeah.
Boom!
Yeah.
Just nailed it. Like,
Smart man.
Yeah. And then like it was like it was Ronda Rousey's in it. I love WWE. She's the WWE champ. And she came out. She was like super hyped on Sonya Blade because she voices Sonya Blade in it. So it just felt special that they like got her.
All right, here I want to stop there
Yeah.
because I don't like that. I don't. I'm on Jones'
usually
side.
don't
I know.
like
I've suddenly
celebrity
become
stuff
I've
like
become
that.
a Brandon Jones here.
Okay.
Jones, Sonya Blade
Right.
is Ronda Rousey's voice now.
No, I know. It's
And a
it's Back to
little-
the Future Part 2.
A little bit of a likeness too. Like
Yeah.
a little bit of like they
Yeah.
made her look like her a little bit.
Right.
And she's the only actor that was announced in the entire event. We're still not allowed to know who anybody else is voiced by.
Yeah.
So to me, Hubert was just like they thought Ronda Rousey would be like a big enough deal that everyone would be stoked by it, that alone would be a big announcement. And to
Yeah.
me, like it falls flat. It's like, wait, but like she's not good at this.
I feel like for people that don't know her or don't care about her, this announcement is whatever.
Yeah.
It doesn't hurt them. But at the same time, if you like Ronda Rousey or if you watch WWE, you're like, oh, cool.
What if I liked the voice actor from the last two Mortal Kombat games? What if I liked
Then,
Sonya
yeah,
Blade?
then you're bummed out.
Happens a lot.
Yeah.
It happens a lot.
Those actors get replaced. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
get you.
I wish people could reprise their roles indefinitely. Like, I love when that happens, but it's the biz.
But like the reason is Ronda Rousey is a celebrity. It's not because of her acting talent, and that's what I think bothers
Of course,
me. And I think that's,
at least she came out. It was very genuine.
that
It
she loves the role.
Yeah, it felt legit. It wasn't like, hey, I'm getting paid. I'm in this game. It wasn't like weird scripted answers like, I'm Sonya Blade. So, like, oh, what can you tell us about her? She's a cool fighter. Like, no, she was like, yeah, dude, Sonya Blade. I love Mortal Kombat. Like, I'm so stoked.
She knew like the role that she does. I get that.
So
yeah.
it's cool.
I also think Mortal Kombat, and I hate to do this whenever I seem to have a hard, fast rule about games and weird casting and how much respect to give one character versus another. Mortal Kombat is just one of those franchises, like, I don't want to give something a complete pass, but it's not, I don't think it's that important to really, like,
It's not Big Boss.
in the history of the franchise, right? It's
Yeah.
not like Aloy, you know, like
Yeah.
that would be strange if God of War changed voice actors. That was strange, but it's a good time to do it, you know. So like, you do have to have a justifiable reason if you're gonna make a big shift like that, especially if you want to like set up a new storyline or a new cast moving forward. And like every time Johnny Cage comes back, live action movies included, it's always just a different design, different hairstyle. You know, different sunglasses. So
Yeah,
it's a
I
franchise
agree.
I've kind of come to expect it from. But it was weird to have one person.
Yeah, because that's what I'm annoyed by, Jones, is I know that we're going to get character reveal trailers and then actor reveal trailers. Every single one is going to be like, isn't this a big deal? We got this guy.
What if, because like Mortal Kombat does guest characters, what if she's like a guest voice actor and she's the only celebrity?
I don't think they're going that way.
I think that would be really weird. By the time we get to launch, it's like any other celebrities. They're like, no, everyone's just a
Rhonda.
weird voice actor. We're just a big fan. I'm like,
Yeah,
strange.
that would be right.
Strange.
It would make sense. It would not make sense for that move.
But then after that, of course, they took the deep dive into the game and it was amazing, dude. Like they started showing the new stuff. Ed Boon was there getting like really like started off broad and then was like got really in depth, like technical with fighting game mechanics. So I appreciated that. And then everyone got to play. So it was really
Tons
cool.
of footage. I cut the you and Ben sitting down and talking about your impressions and just like everything. I was like, well, they said that. Hopefully I have footage. Like, oh, I got 5 clips of that. Great.
Yeah. I actually love this. I love that the game's reveal had it playable by highly competitive players. Like some pros are there to play this game for the first time ever. 7 playable characters.
Yeah. Comes out in 3 months.
Yeah, and so I think this was a really cool debut to just say, like, here's high-level play of this game. We're not scared to show this on a stream. It's live. People are playing it right here. I think it's a really good demo of a game.
Yeah.
I would love for other games to be revealed this way.
Yeah, I thought it was great.
Felt like also felt a little bit, maybe you can chime in on this, Huber, a kind of a course correction and adjustment based on NetherRealm Studios' previous reveals, where they came out a little bit earlier. Like this didn't come out the expected announcement time window last year. It didn't happen. Everyone's like, "Uh-oh, is something wrong?"
Oh, because we thought it'd be at E3.
Yeah, everyone thought it'd be at E3. And it's this nice short lead time this time because the last few ones they kind of got criticized for showing off maybe a little too early.
Cinematic first.
Cinematic, and then the animations and the first thing that we saw of gameplay wasn't the most polished thing. Where this, they had like everything. They were like,
They did the
"Here's
cinematic like
check."
a week ago.
Yeah,
when was
like,
that? A couple weeks?
The
Cinematic was at the Game Awards.
That's right. Game
December,
Awards.
yeah, beginning of December.
Perfect.
So yeah, it was like a deep dive into the gameplay, and they like didn't hold anything back. They like showed you everything, which I think was in response to the reception of the previous reveals.
Totally. And there's still, and the best part too, it's like the perfect like announcement too, because they showed so much and they have so much left to show. They have so many characters to show. They have the
roster's gonna be 25. They
Yeah.
showed 7. Or Shao Kahn is DLC. So
we haven't seen the crypt. We haven't seen much of story mode. Like there's a lot to kind of dole out for the next couple months.
Yeah. What we kind of expected to be grabbed from Injustice 2 looks like the facial capture. Looks like they actually kept that. But the customization, the ways that you can change, basically, it looks like 3 items per character. It looks like you can do like chest and like head and then like weapon. Kind of seems like that's how they do it.
Yeah, like Scorpion, you could do the mask, you could take it on or off, you could do the costume, you could do his swords, and you could even change the head of the spear.
Oh,
Yes.
nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, so maybe more than that. But on top of that, and this is like, Huber, when you're talking about like Battle Pass, this is it. This is cool stuff. The win video. When you win a match, you can customize that.
The intro video, too, when
Yes.
you come out.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
You
And the things that you say.
Then you can swap your fatalities. You can swap your special moves, and then you can modify your special moves. There's a ton of customization this time around.
Yeah, and so I think that just like Injustice 2, there will be a lot of incentive to just keep playing. Mm-hmm. And I think that's a good thing to carry over from that game as well.
There's one thing I heard about Mortal Kombat 11 when looking at the coverage of it. And I'm curious. I know you and Ben talked about it at length already, but one of the things I saw several people mentioning was the new meter system. How it feels more like you have a move on cooldown now rather than something you build up through either doing damage or taking damage, which is one of the, seems like from a fighting game community's perspective, it's one of the biggest criticisms leveraged against a fighting game is when a super meter system or whatever isn't balanced like that, and like you could just like kind of spam it over and over like that, like what Smash Brothers is getting accused of, like the final Smash meter. You can only build it up through getting damage. Doing damage doesn't build it up. That's why tournaments don't do Smash meter, because it doesn't reward good offensive play. And that's kind of the thing I'm seeing about this game is people are saying it's way more defensive play styles is coming out of this game.
You get meter for walking backwards. That'll build
like
meter.
they saw people like just walking backwards to wait till they got their meter build up, and then would use it on cooldown. And a lot of people were starting to favor ranged people because they could cheese out with that. And I'm wondering, did you feel any of that, or do you think it's like way too early?
I'm definitely, like, I've played every Mortal Kombat a ton, but I am no expert in fighting games by any means. So I didn't pick up on that nuance.
Okay.
But that sounds like hopefully it could be balanced like down the line. I don't know, but that does seem kind of weird to me.
But did you like the new? I guess did you like the new meter system? How it's functioning?
Yeah, because when you amplify something now, when you like charge it up, so you throw the spear. So if you're Scorpion and you throw the spear regularly, it's just like a move. Like you'll pull the person and then hit them with your sword. Mm-hmm. If you amplify it with your meter, then you'll pull them towards you, and then you can do a combo. So they like are staggered. Okay. It's not just a move and you do a little damage. It's like, no, now I'm setting them up.
Yeah.
So that was cool. But then there was another character, Scarlet, and amplifying her moves was another level of skill, I felt like, because she had all these moves where you could zone and kind of block out people, but you would have to amplify it. And amplifying wasn't just like press triangle. It was like, no, to amplify this one, you have to like hold triangle. To amplify this, you have to push right and triangle. So it like was an extra command to amplify. And I can see mastering all those amplifiers is probably pretty intense.
But also, like, I can play through story mode just kind of mashing out stupid stuff.
Yeah, if you watch our thing, that was really what I wanted to praise the most, was how accessible this game was, just off the bat.
Yeah, that's good to hear.
Yeah.
Does it look good animation-wise, like in person? Because you saw it in person. I've seen videos in person. Yeah. It looks good?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I like the premise. Basically, Mortal Kombat 10 ended in such a weird spot where, like, their world is toast. They're basically doing a Shrek 4 situation where they're just like, let's reset to when
Time travel.
Yeah, let's like not do this anymore. And so basically what Ed Boon had pitched is like characters matching up against older versions of themselves or other characters, and so you get a classic Scorpion versus new Sub-Zero or something like that. And I actually think that's kind of neat for a silly fighting game.
The Sonic generations of Mortal Kombat.
Yeah. Like if you're going back and reliving a lot of the...
Well, especially with the customization, if you're giving people options to style what they want. And that was one of my favorite things about Injustice 2 was going into a match, and it's not only that... Swamp Thing comes in. It's like, what did you do to Swamp Thing? Like, he's pink with a mohawk. All right, let's do this. Like, so it wasn't only just like, oh, fun style. It's like, I didn't even know. I haven't unlocked this weird little customization that you did to this hero, and seeing these characters that I love so dearly. So like, as a fan, especially if you had a main this whole time, you're like, oh, I get to really make that. I get to surprise people with my Sub-Zero style specifically.
Yeah,
is cool. I think that's really neat.
It is really cool.
So really hope you can't pay to unlock the crypt.
Oh, they're gonna do that again?
Of course, they're
Why
not
would they
gonna
not do that again?
it
because just leave the crypt alone and keep it special. Have a separate currency to buy like things in the shop or something. Make your money that way. Like make the crypt special.
Ed, he can't stop himself.
Fewer people are going to be upset this year than they were last year, so they're going to do it.
Yeah.
Like, last year was the year everyone got their feathers got ruffled, and then now it's permanent.
Beta on March 28th. Look forward to that.
Nice.
It is a Tuesday in which we have some fun NPDs that have dropped. And what's cool about December NPDs is that is the year-end NPDs. And so actually, I don't want to talk about December in particular too much. It's just kind of like, basically it's going to be basically our end of the year. There's a lot of overlap there. We'll play the game a little bit where we play a guessing game. But really, I want to play a game about if you believe a title has underperformed, overperformed, or did their job.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Yep.
And are the numbers in for the highest selling games of the year?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
What do you think it is?
Christmas.
What do you think it is?
Yeah.
What do you think it is?
Number one selling game of the year.
Yeah.
Does Fortnite count?
It does not.
That's
It actually does
revenue.
not.
Okay.
Yeah.
Number one selling game of the year is Black Ops 4.
It is not.
Okay. All right.
Jones, are you ready?
Smash Brothers.
No, it's Red Dead Redemption 2.
Oh. Yeah.
A win. It's a win.
Well, there's no opinion there. You know what I mean? That's not an argument you can have or not have. That's just sales, baby.
I do want to mention that Matt Piscatella mentioned that Black Ops 4 PC sales they don't keep track of those. So maybe it could have been. We don't know. We may never know. But
So Black
thank
Ops
you for
was
bringing that
second
up.
then?
Black Ops is second.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bam.
The grains of salt with the NPD in general are heavy grains of salt.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Because you don't really know.
Yeah, if you're wondering what we mean by NPDs, even that is a research group that studies the United States, and in particular, they release video game sales ranked by revenue, basically ranked by dollars they bring in, and not always units sold. What's number 3?
Dude. Spider-Man.
No.
God of War.
No.
Smash.
No.
All right, I give up. That was 3 guesses.
Far Cry? FIFA?
You're on the right trail
Madden.
here. No.
NBA 2K?
Yes.
Forza Horizon.
NBA 2K19 is number 3. Actually, so I forgot the game we're playing. Red Dead Redemption 2, underperformed, overperformed, did your job.
Did their job.
Did their job. Their high expectations.
Came into the
For
year.
as long as they
Yeah.
wait to release video games,
Yeah.
it's gotta.
Yeah.
Every time it's gotta do it.
I'm still a little salty. I was saying that Black Ops 4 would sell the best all year long. It didn't. Got second place. So I'm gonna say underperformed. Or I guess you would say
Wait for Black Ops
you would
4?
if you said
Wow.
Red Dead 2 it did their job. I guess you would say Black Ops 4 did their job.
I would say Black Ops 4 overperformed, just in
Yeah.
my that's
From
a, that's a,
public
that's a
perspective, I
personally
think
held
it
opinion.
Okay.
Because they took some risks.
Well,
this
that's what I
year.
want. I want your.
They took some risks, and the announcements didn't really go great, and it was fun. It was one of those fun reversals. Like, for all that we talk about and all the speculation that we do on this podcast, like, I love being wrong. I love.
Sure.
I like learning. I like when my expectations are upended, and I think it was really confusing out of the gate. They didn't as much as exciting as Blackout is right now. They just announced some crazy new mode that they're doing temporarily. They're taking a lot of cues from Fortnite.
Yep.
Vonahar's been like really committed to that community and like is constantly talking with them. And I really get this kind of kid in a candy store vibe from his attitude about the updates they do. That he's just like, he loves the criticism. He loves ways that they know they can improve the game. But wasn't at that reveal event, and that was bad. They came out and they're like, "Here we go, get on this bus and drive here and sit in this cramped, theater in the dark, so we can tell you 80% of the things about this game."
Oh yeah, it was like a CG.
That was so weird.
Yeah, we're doing Battle Royale. Here's our CG trailer.
Yeah.
I do remember that now.
So it took a while for us to get the complete package. I was
Yeah.
really nervous about Blackout, and it
Me
just
too.
everything. Sales were great. Blackout's great.
So-
They made a strong argument for booting the campaign out of the series. I hope it comes back because I hope there's some devs that still just love the campaign so much that they want to do it. But
They had a lot of story cutscenes if you do like the training. So like they had a ton
Sure.
of like
And
story in a way.
answers about why, like journalists had their response and Activision had their answer and Treyarch had their answer, and so it was just kind of all over the place as far as like, why is there really no campaign? We'd like to think that was your idea from the get-go, but
Do we think Call of Duty will be back number 1 next year?
I mean, this.
Dude, I really
2019.
I'm so confused by it. It's in such a weird place right now because they're having a free trial right now for Blackout. So my buddies that I play Fortnite with don't have Call of Duty. So I was like, dude, free trial. You can get your fill in and we can play a little Blackout. Like, give
I
it a
didn't know you
shot.
could do this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Free trial right now until
Okay.
the 24th, I think.
How did it go?
It went really well, but so unlockables and the customization and the progression since I last played is way better now.
Yeah,
You
lots
have
of skins.
a lot of skins, a lot
Yeah.
of ways to earn stuff, more challenges, clear challenges. You have like clear direction, more ways to progress. But the map and the gameplay felt identical. I'm sure there's a lot of like balance changed and like nuance there, but it felt the same. And
As when you played in November?
yeah, and
Gotcha.
I'm wondering, it's like, are we gonna go the route of Fortnite where you're updating this, or is this it until the next Call of Duty and we gotta buy the next one? Like, I don't know. What are they gonna do?
Huber, I did some playground time in Fortnite.
Yeah.
The whole thing was covered in snow.
Yeah, snow now.
What?
Yeah.
And there's like zombies?
Right now there is. Yeah, the Ice King came. Did you see the video of the Ice King?
No, I
man,
went into
really?
the castle, though.
Did you see it?
I did see with the big storm
He's
that
like,
blew in. Yeah.
It's like straight up World of Warcraft. He's just like,
And he's got a castle. Like, I actually went around and explored his castle, which is cool. Man,
so
you want that out of Call of Duty. You want an Ice King to come in that place. Yeah.
yeah, I guess, yeah. Some more changes with the map. They added a couple spots. To be fair, they did. They added like a boat, I think, on the side. Like
Is the southeast still empty?
yeah, it
There
felt pretty
was like
empty.
a big desert there.
Yeah. So my question is like, do I want to kind of commit to this? Because I do enjoy Blackout. It's like, do I want to invest more time in? Or do I want to just back out now and wait till the next
Yeah.
one that comes out in 7 months?
Right.
Like,
The rumor was that the Battle Royale mode would actually be consistent year by year, but I don't think that's going to happen. I bet this year's Call of Duty has a brand new Battle Royale mode.
Oh yeah.
what if that happens and then this one becomes free to play? Would they do that and have two going at the same time?
I don't know, man, because
I don't know.
they like being this high on NPDs. They're making a lot of money being
Yeah.
a $60 game.
Second best-selling game of the year. What
Yeah.
what do you do? I mean, they have to have another one in development because of the teams, right?
Of course.
Yeah.
So
But I mean, the next game absolutely has Battle Royale. I guess the question is whether your progress and skins carry over from Black. Jones says no.
No way.
Yeah.
They pushed like Black Ops because they're proud of their own franchise. And so when they talked about like all these characters you can unlock, I was like, oh, all the Call of Duty characters, that's great. And then later I was like, I retract that. Sorry, all the Black Ops characters.
Yeah, you're right.
And
They made that distinct.
so yeah, some other which is going to be interesting because if they do another Blackout, is that going to be tied to a sequel from some World War II or something, or are we going to get some brand new sci-fi-esque thing or something that has its own cast and so it doesn't
gets-
necessarily have that longevity that
Yeah.
the return of this favorite zombies mode, that kind of stuff.
It makes my skin matter less if I'm only going to be using this for a year.
exactly. That's why I don't. It's
Oh, yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
am I committing to this or not?
I get
Like,
it.
What's
I wouldn't,
gonna happen?
Huber, I wouldn't do it, dude.
Yeah.
Because Fortnite, your skins will be working for
Yeah.
4 more years.
Yeah. So I don't know.
That's tricky.
But I like
dude.
it.
Yeah.
What if the next one is single player only? It's just like,
What a
yo,
move.
This year,
What a move.
we're going all in on the campaign.
It's tough because I think I said this before and I still think
like
that there
40 hours.
should be a game called Call of Duty Battle Royale or something, like Call of Duty Ultimate or what. There should be some other thing that you can buy that's
Yeah.
totally separate. That like this is where we're going to be investing in when it comes Black Ops times again or it comes Treyarch time again. They're gonna take everything that they've learned about Blackout and put this into this new one. But why would they do it when this worked?
Yeah.
What on earth? I'd be laughed out of the room.
Do we think NBA 2K19 overperformed, underperformed, did their job?
I mean, I guessed it correctly, so
Overperformed?
it did their job probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say did
That's
their
where we
job.
expect that in FIFA
Yeah.
to be,
I would-
contenders for that spot. So
Maybe slightly overperformed. Does FIFA and Madden usually do better?
I thought
Then
they
NBA?
did.
We are not going to be talking about FIFA for a while.
Okay.
But we can talk about Madden because it comes right after that. It's number 4. But yeah, I mean, NFL is the most popular sport in the U.S. by a large margin. NBA 2K is a more successful video game than Madden. I think that's overperforming. I think that's saying like, hey, we are not the more popular sport, but we are the more popular video game. I think it's a pretty big deal.
Yeah, I think they've always done pretty well sales wise in
Yeah.
the 2K series. I think I can't remember if it's outperformed Madden in previous years, but if it hasn't and now has, then definitely overperformed for sure. Yeah.
I think it did better last year, but I do think this is a rather new trend. I think NBA
then
2K
slightly
is on the
over-
rise. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's pretty cool. Yeah, and of course Madden NFL 19 number 4. We complain about microtransactions. These games have the worst microtransactions.
FIFA, yeah.
And like I just don't get into like
NBA 2K, yeah. Just
and again,
brutal.
because like that stuff, that just like, oh cool, I got a gold in this guy. Like,
Right.
like 1 year later, he's nothing to you. 1 year, like that,
Yeah.
that card lasts for a year.
Well, but that's also sports from my perspective. You know, like
Sure.
there's cards, there's collectibles, there's tickets to the games, there's season tickets, there's merch. There's like I think if you're really specifically into one sport, you are used to shelling out a lot of money for a lot of dumb things. You know, to have access. There's the cable packages for, you know, if you're a Dodger fan and like, you gotta go all in on this one channel or this one. You know, if you're my carrier doesn't have it, there's just a lot of hoops. You know, a lot of
part of fandom, you're
so
right.
I don't think
Yeah.
that I don't think they bat an eye.
First question I asked when I moved, Jones. Do you guys have Spectrum cable?
Why? Oh,
It's the
because
only
that's
way to get
exclusive
the Dodgers.
provider of the Los Angeles
Like,
Dodgers.
like if you don't know, half of the city of Los Angeles cannot watch the Dodgers even if they want to.
Because of some fat cats in their contracts.
Crazy fat cat contracts, and it's a curse. I think that's why the Dodgers keep losing. Is because
The only time
because of the
Yeah.
exclusionary
Oh my
deal.
gosh.
I think
Going
it's
cursive.
Damiani's Yankees hat right now.
yeah.
You got the curse of like the Great Bambino. The other curses, it's like the curse of the spectrum.
The curse of Spectrum cable, dude. That's why.
100 years from now, the curse of the spectrum.
That's so funny, Hubert. Sorry, Jones, you had a thought still.
The only I've been signed up for a lot of services that could have gone hacked. I remember a lot of my friends when I played WoW got hacked like constantly.
Yeah.
There was one guy in our guild that like the 4th time he got hacked, we're like, we have to boot you, dude. I'm sorry. Like you just change your password, man. Stop it.
Yeah.
The only time I've ever been hacked, this is not a challenge, was for FIFA. I got my 360 account got hacked.
Oh, one of those.
And so I had like changed the password and do all that stuff. And when I logged back in, I was like strangely kind of proud. I was like, I bet it was FIFA. Was it FIFA? And they're like, FIFA's the last game you played. I'm like, was it now? And I jump in. They're like, congratulations, you got all of these weird cards.
no.
All this stuff. I'm like, woo!
Oh, woof. Number 5. I think Damiani knows what it is.
Yeah, I know what it is. Ready? So go ahead.
What
and
is
guess.
it? What is it,
Well,
Damiani?
let me guess.
Okay.
Well,
Smash Brothers?
It is Smash
Yeah.
Brothers, yes.
Yes.
That's a pretty big deal.
else.
Yeah, well, not if you know. I mean,
I mean, it could have been Mario Kart or something.
You're
Mario
right.
Kart's awesome.
I guess I
not,
tipped
not
it
at
off.
the end of Mario Kart's got a dip at some point.
So you want to know if it overperformed, underperformed? So I
Yeah.
full disclosure, did an episode of Friend Code where we covered how Smash Brothers did in
What's
Nintendo
Friend
years. Our Nintendo podcast.
Cool.
There we go. That I host. Smash Brothers, I would say overperformed because of 2 cool factors.
Cool factors.
Two cool
Yes.
factors. 2 cool fun facts about the Smash Brothers NPD numbers. Check them out right now.
Factor 1.
Okay. First, how well it did. The Matt Piscatella, right?
Yep.
Said wanted to emphasize no digital sales because Nintendo doesn't report them.
Right.
So it only had 1 month of sales. Placed 5 for the overall year with no digital.
Definitely
And-
would have been. I gotta
and
say, it definitely would have been higher.
They were like, they're trying to basically read between the lines. They're like, we think you did a lot of digital sales. Might have done
Yeah.
more than as much as physical. Like a lot of people went that 9 p.m. download, like preloaded.
I sure
they,
did.
They wanted
me
to jump
too.
on
Yeah.
Smash like that.
Yeah.
2.
Second cool fact.
Second cool fact. Smash Bros. NPD numbers. The next best-selling Smash Brothers game opening month was Super Smash Brothers Brawl on Wii, which was a huge deal.
Yeah.
It was like 2 years into the system, had a lot of like units out there.
Successor to Melee, right?
It is the.
Yeah.
It was.
Which-
It either is or will soon not be the best-selling Smash entry in the series. Super Smash Bros. Ultimate outperformed its launch month by 70%.
Wow.
Can we do another cool fun fact?
Yeah, Kyle, what you got?
Biggest month for an exclusive game ever.
Yeah, it took the throne from Spider-Man Game of Thrones or God of War.
No, from Halo. From Halo Reach.
from Halo, yeah.
Exceeding the launch month dollar sales of 2010's Halo Reach.
Wow.
Biggest exclusive ever.
I also wonder, and I don't know if there's any way. I mean, I'm pretty confident there's no way to track this, but I wonder if this was the straw that broke the back of Nintendo Online for a lot of people, where they were like, "All right, let's do online." Oh
me.
crap!
For
All
me,
right,
yes.
$20. There. All right.
Absolutely me.
I
yeah,
wonder if
they'll-
a lot of people buckled.
Oh,
for
you're
it.
right.
Online
That's
is
so
kinda
much
I waited
extra
so
revenue too,
long,
dude.
but it's
That doesn't
Christmas
count
time,
towards
and you're
Smash,
thinking
though.
like, "I bet
Yeah.
online sucks," but I've been thinking
Oh,
about
yeah.
getting this, and it's Christmas.
Their online
Stupid
service
Nintendo.
got
Oh, my
pretty much
goodness.
hammered by like everyone saying, "What is this? Why am I paying for this?" I don't think it will. If it saw a spike, it probably went right back down
Yeah,
like a
but-
week later.
I'm really quick side thing. Have any of you gone to the NES thing that you have now?
Oh yeah, totally.
Have you played anything for longer than 10 minutes?
Yes,
I don't have
of
online
course.
You have?
Yeah, because you're talking about like the NES collection of games. on
Yeah, dude, it's so boring.
I mean, obviously, like I played both Zelda games multiple times. I tried. I played Ninja Gaiden because I was brought
Nice.
this up. I got to. The
I played a little of that, too. It actually
Second,
is a
I
good
got
game.
to the second form of the final boss, which is the best I can always do because I can never beat the second form of the final boss because it's like, what is this shit?
You have the power of save states now, dude.
Even with no, I need Game Genie. I need Game Genie. Me and say doesn't help. I need the Game Genie power too because they even made the special version of it. I'm like, oh, maybe they'll OP power me. And like, nope. It's just like you're at the door to the first form, and you just got like the fireball things you can shoot up the multiple ones. I was like, oh, I beat that boss easily. Then the second form, I'm like, I'm out. I'm like, just wrecks me in like 10 seconds. I'm like, okay,
Dude,
Game Genie for that.
Ninja Gaiden.
Wow.
Same with Ghosts and Goblins.
Got to the final boss.
The final level
Yeah.
just sucks. Can't beat that. I'm just bad at that game. But I tried all the games actually.
That's
Kyle.
cool. That's really cool.
I played them for a little bit. Even Blaster Master. I was like,
Oh,
played
that just came out.
yeah,
right?
I played it for like 20-ish minutes. Fought like one boss, lost. I was like, all right, I get it.
Have you guys played Ninja Gaiden the black,
Xbox?
but the Xbox one?
No,
Yeah, dude.
that's
It's
what
too
here's
hard. It's too hard.
To me, I think that's the hardest game of all time. Do you guys have something that's
I've heard it
harder?
mentioned in that.
If you did a
in
top
that
10,
sense,
dude,
yeah.
it would rank high.
Yeah.
It is insanely just like at the beginning, just you die. You die now.
Yeah.
You're not getting experience points. You're not going to level up.
Yeah.
Just keep dying, please. Actually, I guess you do get abilities and stuff like that.
Would we count the what are they called?
So hard.
The those like freaky weird redos of Mario levels.
Oh, like the Kaizo thing?
Kaizo,
those
yeah.
aren't
Do those
official
count?
Releases.
I feel like no, because they're not. They don't have that $60 on the line, right?
Sure,
They don't
sure.
have to be an expensive video game for a mass audience.
But what about like Mastercore games like VVVV and Super Meat Boy and stuff? Those would
Yeah,
count.
Super Meat Boy
I
would
think
be
we'd
up
have to
there.
allow those. I
Yeah,
think we'd have
those
to
would
allow
count
those.
For sure.
Nice. We should do that. That's a good top 10.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hardest games.
But like,
The
does
original,
does
dude.
Super Meat Boy give you
We would
infinite
get
lives?
dragged.
What?
in the
Does Super Meat Boy give you infinite lives? I think it
Yeah,
does,
you
right?
try
Because you
forever,
like
yeah.
watch the replay, everything. Like,
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it shows you all your
yeah,
deaths when
like,
you finish.
Ninja
yeah.
Gaiden Black is not doing that for you. It's not like, just keep trying, just keep trying. It's just like, start over, buddy. Let's do one more. So that was number 5, and I think we all agree like that overperformed like crazy. I think I was skeptical about Smash Bros for way too long about how
yeah.
well it would do.
I didn't think it was a sequel for a long time.
Yeah, exactly, man. And
Just-
then
it speaks to so many people.
Yeah.
You know, there's someone in there for everyone, it feels like. There's so many like games represented just with the characters.
But it's just there's something Huber like I owned Wii U, bought every character, like didn't like it. I like have that game, didn't play it much. For some reason, Ultimate I love dearly.
Yeah, this
there's
one
just
is-
something different about it, man.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
I would say it's the culmination.
It is the culmination, man.
It is.
Super Smash Bros. Culmination for
Yeah.
sure.
It is.
Yeah, that'll be the collector's edition name for it.
What's number 6, Huber?
God of War. Spider-Man.
It is Marvel's Spider-Man. Number 6 for the year. That's pretty
Awesome.
nuts.
Pretty good. It's pretty excellent.
By the way, Ian, this does officially mean that I won the bet between Spider-Man and God of War. At some point, you will have to do some Spider-Man cosplay.
Oh, cool.
Nice.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Does it have to be Spider-Man?
No.
Does not. Nope.
Just
Nah,
a character from Spider-Man?
I at the time I recall asking if Spider-Gwen counts.
Yes, please.
Nice.
Yeah.
Spider-Gwen,
Yeah.
Spider-Gwen.
100% allowed.
Nice. Love that Spider-Verse.
Yeah, man, what a movie.
Also nominated for Best Animated Film.
And it's gonna win.
Better
That's
win.
it. Yeah, that's the thing. Is like, middle of this year, I think I remember like really believing in Spider-Man because he's so popular. I remember seeing the billboards for Homecoming that didn't even say Spider-Man on them, and I was like, man, that is a famous character that you could just.
Oh, he's got the
put
yellow
his
jacket.
face, yeah,
You mean? Yeah.
You know, and people they know who that is. You know, and But especially now in January, looking back at last year, it was his year. I mean, it was that character's year. Like
Yeah.
that character did no wrong. Across Infinity War. Now that I've seen it 20 times on Netflix, he's so good in that movie, and so many of the best funny moments from that film are him.
Dude, Civil War. I think he dropped something.
Yeah,
He like pushed a dog in the
he's like,
comics.
"Oh come on!" When the chute opens up and he flies off of the UFO.
Oh, I do like that because Tony's just trying to protect him.
So good.
There's like a weird controversy about him pushing a dog in the comics, but yeah, otherwise I would say like pretty good year for Spider-Man.
Dog
This is a
shove.
bit. This is a bit.
Jones knows my bits now. Yeah, Jones can like smell a bit.
Yeah.
Dang.
Although comic book bits are good because none of
Yeah,
us
exactly.
are up on
That was the
Spider-Man.
point of that bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, you sniffed it.
It's your face. It was all over your face.
I realized
the
it.
bit face.
He was shoving a dog in the comics. Big controversy.
Do you think we'll get more DLCs?
No.
No, they're done. Yeah.
Did you finish it? Did you finish the DLC?
Yeah,
Okay,
100%
I feel
all
like
of
it strongly says like, okay, see you next game
Oh yeah.
Okay.
by the end of it, right? Like,
I thought there might be like other weird spin-off DLCs or something. I don't know. Nope.
I think, hey, see you in the sequel. Yeah, cool. Sure.
I think they are being asked to develop that sequel faster than any developer
Yes.
has been asked to finish any game.
yeah.
Launch title for PS5, baby.
And like Jones
I don't
always
know about
says, like,
launch, but yeah, I mean,
I'm sure the Avengers team, like, they're like, okay, we need that. We want that kind of game. And I'm sure just Marvel's like, how do we get more of these? And I think even Disney right now is like, okay, we see what's happening on that Marvel side with games. Like, what are we doing wrong with Star Wars? What are we doing wrong with Goofy? Like, how do we make Goofy into a sweet game?
Avengers seems like it is a hard game to make because you have to make like 5 games in
yeah.
one. It's like, how
Oh,
do you
dude,
do
yeah,
that?
and the broad descriptions of that game.
You have to have like Hulk Ultimate Destruction and Spider-Man PS4.
I'm not gonna be able to
and,
watch that trailer. I'm gonna shut
be
my
like a
eyes and all of you
multiplayer
tell me what's
game.
happening and then I'll watch it later.
yeah.
Like a
But I'm gonna be
multiplayer
terrified
co-op
whenever
game,
that
dude.
happens.
It's the only way to do it.
Multiplayer?
It had to be I think a good Avenger game would have to be multiplayer.
Well, we think it's
like
what-
4-player co-op.
But
or
yeah,
like-
Avengers
Damiani-
assembled.
yeah.
But how do you have all those characters work well? How do you have Iron Man work well in a game with
They
Spider-Man?
would probably have to cherry pick situations like missions or whatever, and only put certain characters available in that. Like it'd have to be a little bit more scripted. I think they'd have to take their time to think about what situation the character's gonna be in and who will be in that scene and who will be playable. So even if it's a single player game, it's like you're Iron Man this scene, so like we're only gonna have Spider-Man and Hulk in this part of the game. They might hear other people on the comm systems, but when you're going through that level, you only see and interact with those two people. Keep it small scale, like or small roster like that on levels. I think maybe the final level they go crazy. Okay, everyone's here. You know.
This is a weird question because I know it won't happen in the game, but I want to know if it could work. Could very disparate power levels like superheroes have in comic books, could that work in a video game? Could Thor just be a god who could just like throw his hammer around, electrify enemies, and could we have just like a regular old like Hawkeye?
Okay.
We have Hawkeye right
fair.
next to him.
Oh,
Like,
right
Hawkeye-
next to him.
Yeah,
Okay.
You give Hawkeye some insane distance, dude. Just like I'm able to pick guys off.
yeah, but like
Miles away.
I'm still kind of like suck though. Like I'm still I'm not Thor. Like could that work in a game?
If you really tailor it to a different, like the types of players, right? You're like, yo, Hawkeye, difficulty, hard to use. And then you're like, Iron Man, difficult, like easy. You can easily use Iron Man.
Yeah.
So you have like different skill level characters. So like using Hawkeye is kind of a badge of honor. You're like, yeah, I'm Hawkeye, I'm gonna own this.
Yeah. I get that. I guess that would be the way to make it work for sure.
If it's multiplayer.
And also, like, I guess, like, there's this field where there's chumps, and then there's, like, mini-bosses, and Thor goes take the mini-boss while you take out the chumps.
Yeah, that's how I would see it, Kyle. Is
Yeah.
that like you do a mission, whether it's multiplayer, single player, Hawkeye is like, oh, you gotta go accomplish this. Like, oh, Hawkeye, you gotta reach the end of the level and like trigger the signal with like, you know, you gotta take this like really cool shot, but you gotta clear out the enemies before you get there, so you can like hit a shot to do a signal. That's where Thor's gonna land, and then like Thor's gonna come in at that part or something. Like, I could see it building up to like more powerful characters in a mission.
Yeah.
So it's like part 1 of the mission. You are Hawkeye.
You're Coulson.
You're Coulson. Yeah. You got to do this.
Low power
and
level.
then you got to earn that victory, like
Yes.
doing it harder, and then you unlock. Okay, now the stronger guys come in.
That's
They're
fun.
Yeah.
That's a
something
really
like
fun
that.
idea.
Like it just builds up and ramps up each level or something like that.
Yeah, like an Ultimate Alliance, they're all gonna be like the same power levels.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Oh yeah.
A punch is a punch.
Like
pretty
Groot's
much.
punch is gonna be the same as the Hulk's punch, and that's annoying. But like, sure. But yeah, like I guess in this Avengers game, I don't want that. I don't want the Hulk to be as strong as Hawkeye when they're punching somebody.
Yeah.
So cool. Hey, you know what?
Who's
That was
developing it?
that is the team who used to do Tomb Raider.
Actually, the Square Enix one.
Yeah.
Got it.
Okay, I thought you were talking about.
Yeah,
the
so that is
Ultimate
IDOS,
Alliance.
right? And
Yeah.
then who made the Deus Ex games?
IDOS. Montreal.
No, so I'm sorry, I'm confused here. So the people who made Deus Ex, they had to make the most recent Tomb Raider
Yeah.
because Crystal Dynamics.
Crystal
Yes.
Dynamics,
Crystal Dynamics
there we
is
go.
making the Avengers game. We got
Cool.
there eventually.
Okay, yes.
Yes. And then the rest of IDOS is now working on that purportedly Galaxy Heroes, Guardians of the
Guardians of
Galaxy.
the Galaxy.
Yeah. These Guardians of the Galaxy. Y'all hear that? Sounds like it's podcast halftime.
The following are the official sponsors of Easy Allies for the month of January. iKeyless. iKeyless.com is proud to sponsor Easy Allies. If you need a replacement car key or remote, use offer code EZA at checkout for free shipping and 30% off of your order. Children's Miracle Network. More than 10 million kids enter a children's hospital across North America every year. To provide the best care for kids, children's hospitals rely on donations and community support. Since 1983, Children's Miracle Network hospitals have helped fill those funding gaps by raising more than $5 billion, most of it $1 at a time. Its various fundraising partners and programs support the nonprofit's mission to save and improve the lives of as many children as possible. The link to donate is in the description. Mango. Help restore Marshall's teeth. A GoFundMe set up to help fellow gamer Marshall Parks restore his teeth after a medical condition known as GERD left them irreparably damaged. If they don't get fixed, everyday use will continue to wear them down and eventually affect his jaw and speech. Any help, including advice, would be greatly appreciated. That's GoFundMe.com/restore Marshall's teeth. Hogue Law Business Law Firm. Whether you're starting a business at level 1, stuck fighting the dreaded fundraising boss, or finally cashing out with a well-earned high score, you need a good business lawyer at your side. And now, that Good Business Lawyers YouTube channel has spawned a new series. Like Help Us Out Hogue, Virtual Legality is all about Hogue discussing the news of the day in the law and business of video games. Kyle Bossman calls it well-researched and comprehensive, much unlike the Easy Allies podcast. Check out Virtual Legality at youtube.com/HOEG Law. El Fanis. Sweet Justice, a sound design company from the southern shores of the UK. They've worked on some of the biggest AAA titles, the most refreshing indie titles, and collaborated with the best development teams in the world. Grad Rush. I've decided to end my sponsorship temporarily because business. I plan to come back in a few months, but I hope someone can fill the sponsorship soon. So, seeing as I have your attention, it's time for some Jigar Bob-esque shenanigans. And here they come! The shenanigans are coming! You can see them on the horizon. Wielding guns? Wait, what are they doing? Oh god, everyone run! The shenanigans are coming! The shenanigans are coming! And our mega sponsor! FantasyCritic.games. Fantasy Critic is a new site where video gaming meets fantasy football. Grab your friends, create a league, and face off as you predict what the year's top-rated video games will be. Just like fantasy football, you'll hold a draft and stock your roster with the hottest up-and-coming titles. At the end of the year, the player with the best lineup of games based on review scores courtesy of OpenCritic.com will be crowned the winner. Think you know what games will come out on top? Head to FantasyCritic.games now and play for free forever. Also, be sure to check out the most recent Easy Update, in which Ian, Don, and Kyle hold a draft of their own. All of these links are available in the description. Thank you to our sponsors. And worth noting, all the charities are funded by people outside of the charity itself. Previously it was Connor's Cure, now it's shifted.
Yeah.
For the next 2 weeks of the month, so.
Also, like, that might be the first time that we did a non-sponsored video that then the sponsor called out to themselves.
Sponsorception.
Ian, right now I'm seeing a 92 for Resident Evil 2. That's 22 points.
Dang.
That was my first pick. That was the first round.
That was
First
good
pick.
one.
Yeah.
I gotta watch that video.
Just wait till Sekiro comes out, baby.
All right. Yeah. Fair enough. Will it? Well, I don't know if you all should do that. Yeah. Okay. All right. We Ian and I and Don will bet on review scores. Nobody else has to be
I'll
involved.
bet
with
you.
Fair,
I'll
fair.
bet
My
you.
ears there.
that. Do you think it'll do better than Sekiro?
So
92.
RE2's at a 92.
Yeah. High.
Sekiro,
higher
my
low?
guess is
Pretty high, man.
94.
Wow.
Wow.
Okay.
That's a high score.
It's tough.
I'm
That's
gonna go
my
lower.
guess.
I'm gonna go lower. Ian, I just foresee people having problems. You know?
I actually do think it'll review poorer than like Bloodborne and those.
But we'll know it's a 9.5.
yeah.
I want to do a few more of these because there's some obvious ones, but I think there's some interesting underperformers. Far Cry 5 at number 6. Far Cry, like Ubisoft, just always has a hit.
Yeah.
Top 10, made a bunch of money off Far Cry. I'm not sure how New Dawn will do this year. But
Not a lot of hype. It'll sell a ton.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
only
Yeah,
it's only
weird
40.
movie.
New Dawn.
Yep. Yeah. We did discuss that even. Yeah. So that's cool. God of War.
Is it standalone? New Dawn?
Yeah.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
can
it's
buy
like
it.
Primal, yes.
Okay.
God of War. Yeah, of course. Number 8. That's an overperformer. That was came out of. Well, I can't say it came out of nowhere. It was super hyped.
I'm
Very
really,
hyped.
Yeah, I'm really curious how like God of War 3 performed back in 2010 at the end of the year. I
Had
feel
to
like that
have
was like
been-
one of the biggest games of
Yeah.
the year. So I understand the context. The series has been like we've been away from Kratos for a long time and doing a lot of new stuff. But I always felt like God of War is like a juggernaut. It'd always be top 10, potentially like top 5 games of the year.
Dude, the
Fair enough.
One
E3
point.
demo that came with District 9. Do you remember it?
District 9. I don't even remember that game, dude.
The movie. District 9.
Oh, from Chappie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
District 9, the Blu-ray had
Yeah.
the God of War E3 demo on it.
Oh yeah, Blu-ray. Like they
Yeah.
wanted you to start getting in
Yeah.
the habit of getting Blu-rays.
That's so funny.
Though they did say it was like at the time it was the best selling or one of the top selling
Right,
exclusives.
Damiani. I actually think it may
might
have done
be-
better than 3.
Yeah, so maybe it did.
Fair point, though. I mean, there is some prestige to the franchise. I do think Ascension kind of cooled it off.
Yeah. There's been a bit of a break.
Yeah.
I think that makes it more
console.
impressive, though, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Like having to come back from all of that.
True, it's
and
like,
doing something like different with this series.
Yeah.
Yeah, it put a lot out there.
It's like a Resident Evil 7, Resident Evil 6 situation.
Yes.
Yes.
6 out
There
of
you go.
7,
Yeah.
but reboot.
Oh, here we go. Ian's got a fact for us.
So I mean, real quick cursory look, Wikipedia. So whatever, grain of salt. But God of War 3 by the end of June 2012 had sold 5.2 million worldwide and 2.8 million in North America,
Okay.
roughly. So that's much worse, right?
We don't know. We don't know how many millions the new God of War is sold.
Oh, okay.
Unless Sony may have made that public when
Thought
they
they
when they talked about all their
did.
PlayStations they just
Wasn't
sold.
it like
It said 21 million just now when I was googling it. I'll look into it.
Ooh,
Wow.
yeah, that'd be a
That's
big
overperformer.
difference. That's an overperformer.
Big overperformer.
Beyond that, the one that Huber wanted to talk about for a while, Monster Hunter World. We talked about that
Nice.
all last year, about how just a crazy success, Capcom's best-selling game ever in its entire lifetime.
That is the definition of overperformance.
Yes,
Yeah.
that is a,
Very definition.
the very definition. Super proud for them. Excited for whatever the year is going to be
Are
like this
they
year.
pulling? Oh, I guess the expansion's coming. I was gonna say, are they pulling an Insomniac? Like, all right, World 2, let's go. Let's
Yeah.
get it
No,
out.
but they're
Yeah.
fast track. Or, I mean, I have to
Ice
imagine they're trying to
Morning.
fast track more Switch Monster Hunters because World missed out on that. They put out Generations Ultimate.
Yeah, I don't think
But-
Generations Ultimate did that well.
Because it was just a HD update to an existing game. It's
Yeah.
not. I think people are waiting for that brand new Monster Hunter on Switch.
everything's going to have to be like World now. I think there's no other option.
I don't think they go back to an older style.
Yeah.
Yeah, that also hurt.
Yeah,
don't
dude.
think-
Going back after falling in love with World, trying to play Generations was a nightmare.
Yeah.
Graphically, though, I wonder if the next one's going to kind of not be like full Fortnite, but I wonder if they're going to have more of a style to it.
Ooh,
More
on
Breath
Switch?
of the Wild.
Yes, that's the way to go on Switch.
Well,
for
not
sure.
on everything, so that the Switch version
I-
doesn't look like
I
this kind of
think-
diet version of the other.
Got what
ones.
you're
Well, I mean, I think they go the route where it is like they try and make it similar to the other versions. Like it won't be its own Switch version because we're seeing that's what's happening in Mortal Kombat 11. I know we already passed Mortal Kombat 11, but the Switch version, which is being developed by a studio called Shiver, I believe, and it's not the one everyone is thinking of. It's some some different newer studio.
This guy knows this Nintendo.
They are doing some kind of like low polygon texture or low polygon like technology to optimize around frame rate to keep it. I guess people are expecting like to keep to 60, but it's gonna like tone it down just a little bit, like the fidelity. Like the people are expecting like shadows and lighting to maybe be turned down a little bit. But I guess some people either saw it or something. They're like, yeah, it still looks pretty dang good.
Nice.
Like I expect to see more of that, like closer to parity, where they just make smart decisions to the optimize around performance.
Stream it
until the next gen consoles arrive. Then we're going to start seeing problems.
It's a fair point to bring up, Damiani, as we get to number 10, because we are talking about games that are not even on the Switch. We go to Red Dead, Call of Duty. I think NBA 2K actually does have a Switch version. Madden, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, obviously on Switch. Spider-Man, Far Cry, God of War, Monster Hunter World, and Assassin's Creed Odyssey, not on Switch. Like these huge multi-platform games ignoring that big platform.
Odyssey did the streaming thing in Japan, though.
True.
Yep.
Yeah, they found a way on there. Yeah.
I have no idea how well it did.
I do think number 10 for an Assassin's Creed game, underperforming.
Yeah, especially coming off Origins, which did
Crazy.
really well.
Yeah.
It's that year off.
I think the year off did it some good. Yeah.
Like by the time Origins came out, I was so hungry for an Assassin's Creed. I was like, please give me an Assassin's Creed. It's just like gaming comfort food. Going into Odyssey, I wasn't as hyped. I ended up liking it way more than Origins, but I still wasn't.
So yeah, and we get the comment all the time that just like, hey, this is just the way that this development studio, they were going to have this game done this year. Huber, do you think the game would have improved? I guess, Jones, you playing it too. Would it have improved if they put it in the oven for another year?
No.
I kind of think there wouldn't.
There's
right?
no
Like,
more. No, that game was ready. Yeah, that's not the glitchy stuff, or was just kind of like, well, this just seems like where this series is at. It's not, and the issues that I have were pretty pervasive as far as like I encountered them regularly. It wasn't like these are not game breaking bugs. These weren't issues that constantly pulled me out of the story. There's just little nitpicky stuff here and there that I think is just kind of where the series in general, especially like right after Red Dead, like like with how dynamic all of that story kept surprising me, and then you see something really formulaic and kind of rigid, and just it's also their attempt at like being BioWare now, where they're like, we're going to give you lots of choice and lots of dialogue trees and long conversations to get through.
Yeah, I kind of think they had no choice but to release it this year. I think they were in a sticky situation. I mean, look, 10 on the NPDs of all year. You still sold a bunch. You're making millions. Like, we're not sorry for you.
Right.
But I do think it's an underperformance.
Well, I have some kind of numbers for God of War.
Okay.
The most specific things I can find are that it sold 3.1 million in 3 days and then 5 million in its first month.
Wait, wasn't the other one 5 million? It's 5.1?
Yeah,
so
God of War
was
3 was like 5.2 million copies worldwide
Like after 2
as
years.
of 2012.
Oh, gotcha.
So like,
yeah, we beat that.
It's
Okay.
definitely above that. Santa Monica Studio, according to a post on Reset Era, kind of indirectly revealed that 9.1 million users had played it.
Okay, that's right.
Oh,
Which
right,
is
because they
interesting.
did like some backwards math of just like, they were like 20 million headshot, 20 million like axe shots, you know what I mean? And people were like, oh, well, that means 9.1 million. Like they were able to like do the math
course.
backwards. Yeah.
So,
Very
which is
elementary.
interesting.
Algebra.
So yeah, it's good.
Very elementary. Get out of here.
Will an Assassin's Creed come out this year, Kyle?
No.
Will Watch Dogs 3?
Yes. Yes, it will.
Still
Bring
believe
it.
that game's coming.
Yeah, dude, London, baby. It's happening. It's going down.
Do you think it'll go even harder, punk style?
I hope so, dude. 2 is amazing. Watch Dogs 2 is so good. Please just do more of that.
Is it 7 so good, or is it like so good? Is it a
Dude.
7?
It's way, like, Watch Dogs 1 to me is a 7, and I like 2 way more than 1. Way more.
Okay.
I adore that game.
All right.
Did we review it?
Wasn't it a game trailers release?
Oh, yeah. When did
maybe,
it come out?
maybe Blood? I feel like Blood.
Yes.
Did-
Blood played that game a bunch.
Yeah. Blood liked it.
Oh right,
Yeah.
yeah, he did.
I remember talking to Blood about
I remember
T-Bone.
I remember playing the DLC. Yeah.
T-Bone.
Mario Kart 8 sticking around. That's obviously overperforming. Madden or FIFA. I don't know what you are in the US. I'm going to assume that's success.
Doing its job.
Battlefield 5, number 14. That would be my nominee for biggest underperformance.
Sure.
That should
So
be
far,
in top
yeah.
10. That should be in top 5.
Yeah.
A Battlefield game.
I agree.
Yeah.
That one stings.
Yeah. That is such a botch. There's obviously we can make a list, I think, of 10 things that went wrong with that game this year, but like I just think it's like
on that, huh?
What?
Such
Like
a weird
like
release
Battlefield.
plan.
I would love
Yeah.
to see a documentary of like
Oh, just what they did and where they're at.
the
Yeah.
tale of that game.
Well, but
There's-
that's the prop. That's the issue with no clip. Is like both parties have to be interested in doing
Yeah.
that documentary.
Yeah.
Like it's not, you know, that's then it's Polygon and Kotaku's.
hey, what did you
job
do
to,
wrong? Yeah.
sift through their trash and sneak in.
Look at that.
Watch Dogs 2 at 8.9.
Ask him why it's
So
not
it's not a
9.
7, like, and that's a generous score from Bloodward. That means
Well,
he
but
likes
that's gonna be
it.
interesting
Yeah.
because it was so dour the first one, and then the second one was so much fun.
Yeah.
Or just what I could tell, a lot more jovial and playful. And I played it for 10 minutes at PSX. Literally, they were like, "We are now closing the convention center," and I was like, I want more PSX. Watch Dogs 2, let's do it. Like, and it had been out for months. But so I wonder what if they're just it's gonna be more silly, but that doesn't feel like a sequel. You know, like
Yeah.
what's the character? What's the angle?
The
What's
city
his
was
crew
fun. I
gonna
like
be
that they were going for like a Silicon Valley thing. It's like, let's make fun of this culture, and it's actually fun if we have hacking technology and things like that.
Yeah, I imagine they lean real heavily into the London thing.
Wait, why are we saying London? What is it? Where is it coming
I'm
from?
saying it because Huber said it.
there's a tease.
There's tea.
hidden
Where's the
in-
tease?
A tease hidden in 2 about London.
I'm waiting for official confirmation.
Yeah,
I'm waiting for that
know.
trailer.
Completely
Completely
tease
the
anything,
complete
right?
rumors, complete hearsay.
I'm waiting for that trailer.
Yeah.
E3 trailer.
Yeah.
I do not think we'll be seeing Battlefield soon. I don't think even in, like the year after this year. I
Well,
don't know.
the Battle Royale is still coming in March. Still not out.
Yeah,
2 months away.
I don't think we're going to see Battlefield 5 on the 2019 NPDs. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like we have Call of Duty World War II on here still, but I don't think this Battlefield's going to have staying power.
So, like, outside of sports games, like, Fallen Order is all we have from EA going into E3 that we know about.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
Oh, and Anthem. But it'll be out.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, but you're right. They'll have like some DLC thing. Yeah.
Gulp.
They're fine. They're fine. They got so many studios.
I really, really like Battlefield 5. I've talked about it with Brad.
Yeah.
Everything's just a little slow right now, you know?
Huber,
Slow patches,
I legitimately
slow
think, like-
updates. But March for Battle Royale, everything in Battlefield 5 is just moving so slowly. And with so many games and distractions now, it's like, if your game hasn't changed in a week or two, like, and you only have a limited amount of maps, like, I'm moving on. I'll be back when there's something.
yeah.
And it's like,
You know what?
they just added a bunch of stuff recently, but it's like,
Rainbow Six Siege is cool.
Yeah.
It has a coolness to it. It has, I think, like an edge to it. It
If
has
you
like
play it,
some
you're
humor to
cool.
it. Yes.
Yeah.
I think that is not present in Battlefield. So somehow that game lost its cool.
Yeah.
I think it had it in like 2. I think Battlefield 2 is a cool game.
and 3 and 4?
Yeah, but
When
you know,
3 and 4
I think it's
came
getting
out?
softer. You know what I mean? I feel like it was losing its edge. It was
A million reasons why. Call of Duty
Yeah.
World War II kind of took
Yeah.
the World War II thunder right out from under it.
yeah, crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably the biggest thing I wanted to talk about. Odyssey's still selling like crazy. Dragon Ball FighterZ made top 20. Good for you. Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu. That's kind of an underperformance at
Little
number
bit.
20.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Surprised.
Me too. I thought that'd be pretty huge. What was the best-selling console of the year?
PlayStation.
This year
4?
it's gotta be
Oh,
Switch.
that seems like a Switch.
It was the
Switch.
Switch.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
Switch, both in units sold and revenue.
Yeah.
That's a pretty big deal. That was cool.
Well, that's the thing is they we keep talking about like what's the new Switch we're getting this year, and like I'm not buying it, whatever it is. I can't think of something Nintendo would do to that console that I'd be like,
Mobile
I
only.
got it, my dirty old Switch now. You suck, Switch.
What
You
if
know
it
what,
is-
Jones?
I just
I'm
don't
actually
see that
doing
happening.
that. I look at my Switch like, I'm gonna replace you this year. I'm already thinking
So many
of it that
games
way.
I never got
I-
around to playing on that system. Like so many.
I bet it's. Sorry, I keep saying this. I think it's gonna be a portable system only. No docked version.
Right.
And I think it's gonna have stylus support.
Why are you saying sorry? You keep saying this. That's fun.
I think I've said this like 10 times. I know.
on this podcast. Yeah, this is
I'm pretty
I just
sure
I just don't see me.
Oh yeah, it's not for
Forking
us.
over the
I
cash
think
to
I think
do
it's to
it, yeah.
capitalize on anyone else who hasn't gotten
Which
one
is,
yet.
yeah, so-
And
I don't think they
it'll
need
be
to,
cheaper.
which is
It'll
great,
probably be
yeah.
a cheaper model too.
Yeah, it's because they want to put, what is it, like 2 in every household or whatever?
Yeah,
Yeah.
they want multiple. They want every kid in the household to have one.
It is now time for love and respect.
Love and respect.
This is a segment in which our patrons have video game problems and they write in asking
No,
for it.
it's
Okay, so this is these are actual
This is thankfully not a bit.
these are actual real questions from our patrons. Topics to discuss. Here we go. Hello, allies. This weekend, a YouTube creator known as Hbomberguy ran a 60-hour, 101% completion stream of Donkey Kong 64 to raise money for a transgender activity charity. By the end, over $300,000 was donated.
Yeah.
Many internet personalities and public figures showed up on stream, including game design legend John Romero and even politician Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. Overall, it was a frankly unbelievable amount of support and positivity for an often marginalized, misunderstood group of people. I would love if the panel could talk about this stream. What does it say about the place of Twitch that such a spontaneous yet positive event could happen on the platform? Is it possible we could be witnessing the birth of a new AGDQ type regular event? Love and respect, Aaron Nichols. Did anybody pop in on the stream this weekend?
I did. It wasn't live. Like with the footage I saw of it wasn't at the time. Like,
Got you.
When I heard AOC was on it, I was like, I gotta watch this.
Yeah.
And it was interesting. Was he playing the whole time? I guess it was funny because when she was on,
I think he would sleep. Because there's no way. I think he definitely slept.
It was interesting because when she was on, and I think this is great about Twitch. Like you would think if I am a developer and I see somebody playing my game and my game is not what's going on right now. Like my game is not what chat is talking about. It's not what the person playing is talking about. It's not even the title really. It's like, and even though there was playing Donkey Kong, clearly like there was a charity, there was a reason why I'm playing this game in particular. And so it's interesting. I was like so focused on his facial expression because he was so excited that she came on, and it was really interesting to hear like what she had to say. And chat was freaking out, and then we're just like, oh right, Donkey Kong. Like Donkey Kong was just so far in the back, and I think there's games like Sea of Thieves this year. Like the most fun I had in Sea of Thieves. It was fun because it was a pirate game, but it was mostly just because it was just like procedural way that I could get into this world with my friends and talk about things. And that really could have been a lot of different styles of games, but I was primarily playing this because it was the game that my friends and I said we were going to play, and so that's why we're all here together and just chatting and just enjoying this opportunity to use this tech, to use this thing we own, to have a reason for us to block out Thursday night because that's the night we're going to get together and do this.
Yeah.
And so it's neat to see games be a part of this opportunity for people to come together and have these fun conversations and drives to raise awareness and funds for important issues. And then be like, oh yeah, right, now we're playing Fortnite or something, Battlefield or whatever.
Yeah.
But the real thing is that we're all together, that we can all have these conversations live, and there's that fun. Like sometimes streamers do things they didn't want to do. Like this is the opposite of that, the positivity of that, where that unexpected live, electricity is what people are tuning in for.
And I want to make it clear how much money this is. Like if you live in Europe, like it's probably like 400 euros. Just like think of like how much.
1,000 euros.
Like 400. The conversion rate is so weird.
I mean,
right now,
we're gonna get corrected either way.
But like think of AGDQ. They do like 2.1 mil. They do like 2.3 mil over 10 days.
Yeah.
This is one person streaming with his webcam made 300K. Just as a personal effort, and the way that he did it, the way that he was maintaining the audience that Jones is talking about, is he'd have live chat. He'd always be in some sort of group chat. There'd always be more than just him talking. And so yeah, Jones, the game Donkey Kong 64 was largely secondary to what was happening for most of this event. That is an insane dollar amount. It's the kind of support that just says, I don't know. It's like. That the group is marginalized, that it's a transgender charity. I think it was called Mermaids. I think that's kind of the point of it. I think that is the point of the $300,000. I think it's to say like, hey, we care about you. We know it's you. Okay, so Ian says it's 299,011 euros. Wait, so 340K is where he ended?
That's the number I'm seeing for the final. Yeah.
Very nice. So he ended at 340K US dollars, 299K euros. That's insane money.
Well, what I like about streaming right now in 2019, I had the classic question because I was in Florida with the in-laws, and so they had to have their friends came over. And they were actually very understanding when I gave them the answer to this question. I got the classic, like, yeah, these kids watch these video games. Why do you play the video game? Why are you watching somebody else play a video game? And I love that we're getting to the point with Twitch where it's like, I could answer that question 50 different ways. Like, there's so many directions I could come at to help you understand why this is relevant. And it's just neat to, like, now you can add charity to that. Now you can add was Donkey Kong 64 the most popular game on that console? Not by a mile, but here it is on display, having its own kind of special magic.
Yeah.
Like, would another game have done as well? I don't know. It's it's strange. There's just so many fun. It's really fun for me to look at that, to look at the Drake situation with Ninja, like to deconstruct all of these celebrities, many of whom I've never heard of before ever, and try to figure out like what was it? How did lightning strike in this one particular instance?
Yeah, because I feel like if I'm just like, hey, I'm gonna go through Bubsy 3D for charity, watch me this weekend, I'm not gonna come close to 300K.
Right.
Yeah, like Hbomberguy I think it was the right personality. I like what he did with. I think is well formatted. It kind of is the right game, Jones. It's kind of a doopy game that's like hard. You're gonna die a lot. Getting to 101% is going to be annoying. It's gonna take hours and hours. And so I think it's kind of a fun game for that reason.
And also, I'm never gonna play Donkey Kong 64, so go for it, buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah, please. Just
Yeah.
give me as much of this game as I can watch, because this is it. There's not gonna be a time.
Yeah.
What I love about this too, in particular, and stuff like this, and AGDQ to an extent, but also this, especially about the trans community, is like it's hard for a lot of communities, especially queer communities in video games, to remember that it's a place for that too, like that you're welcome, you know? And I think that events like this, you know, because gaming can be pretty aggressive to certain marginalized people, you know, and like I love that events like this happen and show that like, hey, it's not always vocal, but there is the support in this community, and like people are welcome in this community, you know?
Yeah, when I was watching the Mortal Kombat 11 tournament and Sonic Fox is in the finals, like reading live Twitch chat when Sonic Fox is up is rough.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
but
And it's easy to just look at that. Like,
Yeah.
speaking from experience, like it's easy to just like see that part of it and then like to forget, you know?
And so- yeah.
things like this need to keep happening so that people see it and know that, okay, yeah, I think like it's the vocal minority that is more aggressive about this stuff a lot of times, the negative messaging, but like positivity is there,
Yeah.
and people are welcome.
It's cool.
I mean, I think you think about like the toxicity in Overwatch, and I think so much of that stems from I just wanted to do better, and I don't know how to communicate that. Like I wanted you to heal me. And I was like, well, you're on the other side of the map. I can't heal you from there. You know, like you're not gonna have these deep nuanced. Well, let's just take 5 minutes and really discuss what happened. It's never gonna happen. Like,
Yeah.
You're just gonna have that millisecond, and it's usually an F-bomb. It's usually something derogatory, something extremely offensive. I want you to bleed from this statement. You know, like I want to hurt you in the worst way possible in the shortest amount of time. Where with this game, it's not competitive. You didn't see two people playing. It wasn't a thing of like, I think this one person is a better player than the other, or this game isn't being played. Even if like I did GoldenEye, you'd be like, wait, why are you doing Facility that way? You got to do this cheat. You got to do this. Whereas like, who's gonna jump into the Donkey Kong and be like, that's really the item you went for. That's how you got those bananas. You know, like you can't. It's like. And that's one of the things. It's kind of what I hope with EZA as well. If we have to tackle important issues or shine a light on certain things that we care about, I just want to be like boring about it if we can. I just want to have as little reasons as possible. Anyone can get angry about anything.
Sure.
That like if I have issues with the way other people live their lives or the things people are going to raise money for, it's going to bore me to come onto this stream and jump into chat and being like, I hate all of you. It's like you're going to get bored out of the room. It's just kind of be like, it wasn't exciting stream for me to watch or be involved with.
Yeah.
Where when you see competitive gaming, when you have fighting games or shooters, and like, yeah, this is, that's like, it seems like home to those types of people. They're like, yeah, this is where I'm going to get the most bang for my buck in terms of, I know I upset that person. I know I made an impact. Where like, yeah, that guy over there
people.
playing Donkey Kong, what do I.
Yeah.
You want to be
That's
like
not my camp.
you want to be like some kind of like cool gay submarine that's just kind of like going under the surface so that the battle cruisers don't see you.
Right. It can't be a rainbow submarine though, because then you'll see it.
They'll
It's
know. Then they'll know. Yeah, you got to just like skate under the surface, and then like they won't bomb us, but like we won't attract. But the people will get the right message,
They're hanging out in this cool gay
and they'll
submarine.
be in this
Ian,
cool
can you
submarine.
make a cool gay submarine t-shirt?
Cycling through so many potential gay submarine jokes.
Yeah.
It's like, no.
They're all too easy.
Shelf them all.
right?
Put them all. Yeah.
Someone will make better art than I could for that one.
I want to take another one that's kind of like, talking about this week, this point in time. I like this stuff. Nearly a year after its middling launch, Sea of Thieves seems to have received a Siege-style second life, breaking 125K concurrent viewers on Twitch this week, second only to the megalithic Fortnite, while introducing new locations, ships, enemies, and more at a regular cadence. What's most miraculous is the resurgence came about all without paid expansions or microtransactions yet. Excitement was high pre-launch, but swiftly fell off after a couple of weeks, only to explode at the start of 2019. So, what the fresh heck is going on here? Streamer support? Game Pass? How did an all but dead game become relevant again? Adoration and admiration, Grant.
Streamer support.
Yeah.
Yes.
Streamers.
And
It's crazy how much that can revive a game or keep a game going.
Yeah.
That is nuts.
So I gotta ask if anyone else has, like, out of curiosity, watched some Sea of Thieves streams this week. You have?
Yeah. I followed this story. I didn't actually like sit down to watch the streams, but I was like, who is streaming it and why?
And so, from what I can gather, it's predominantly one person called Summit.
Yeah.
And what I can gather is most of the stream is him just playing pranks. Is him like sneaking onto boats, falling down, and then just like playing pranks on people. We talked about a little while ago the Pirate's Code, which apparently is in the pub, as Ian said. Like you can't go read
when
the.
you started, it's there.
Yeah. I guess it's like a prank game. Is my best impression of it. It's not like
Welcome
he's
to
trying
my trick, dude.
Yes.
Sea of Thieves.
Yes, Sea of Thieves is welcome to my trick. And he's got like voice modifiers, but he's like always kind of mean, just like, hey bud, come on, help me out over here. And he's just like, and then he goes and talks to his friends like, these guys are total idiots. It's like, hey bud, am I okay? And so it's like, I kind of think that's
Like
the appeal.
playful trolling in a way.
Yeah, you could say it's playful trolling. And, you know, obviously he's, like, nice sometimes, you know what I mean? If it's just, like, clearly, like, kids, you know? When I did tune in, it was kind of just, like, it's the total way to ruin somebody's fun is, like, it was two guys who, like, didn't care that he was, like, sabotaging them. They were just, like,
Standing there?
Yeah.
like, dude, I don't care if you're sabotaging. Like, I don't care. So it's like, okay, bye. You know, like, some people are just like, dude, I don't care about this game enough to be mad at you. It's like, okay. You know what I mean? That's just like bad streaming. But anyway, yeah, I guess that's what Sea of Thieves is about right now, is this kind of interactivity, this sort of like, it's a game that's meant to be cooperative, but you absolutely don't have to. And I think that might be why it's popular right now.
He has 34,000 people watching him right now.
Right now. What's number 2? Who else is playing?
Sea of Thieves?
Yeah.
7,200 viewers, CDN the third.
Uh-huh.
And then it falls off dramatically. 1,000 for 3 streams after that, then like 200.
Yeah.
This feels like a game changer for the industry, Kyle. Is that too bold of a statement?
I think it's too bold, but I want to hear you
Because
say
like
this.
so you have Rainbow Six Siege, and that's kind of the you know, first huge example of a game falling off and then rising through the ashes. Now I mean, No Man's Sky as well, but I don't know if No Man's Sky has done that well on Twitch since it did No Man's Sky
Sure.
next or whatever.
Yeah, it's not huge. It's not
Yeah.
going to be in the top 20 right
But
now.
There's not a lot
Now-
of pranking going on.
Yeah,
It's
now
got-
that
yeah.
Sea of Thieves is coming back with a vengeance with free updates, it just seems like
Yeah, No Man's Sky doing very poorly on Twitch.
Okay.
28 viewers is the highest.
Oh.
it just seems
Who's streaming? We should give him a call out. We could just shout out.
Confused
out.
Anubis.
Confuse Anubis, shout out.
Yeah.
shout out.
Looks like
Yeah, it just feels like that the development of a game
oh, but he's
can
actually
change
streaming
dramatically
Overwatch.
even after release.
Yeah, but how do you? Here's the pitch.
Sorry, did you hear it?
So like, sorry.
The person is actually just streaming Overwatch.
It's Overwatch.
But like it was listed under No Man's Sky.
So Mick W747 is 10
Started
viewers.
out with No Man's
Okay.
Sky, didn't go
No
well.
Man's
switched to
Sky.
Overwatch.
Yeah.
But like that, you can't sell a game that way, Huber. Of like, I'm gonna make this game that's not gonna have a ton of content, or at least not a lot compared to other games that hopefully some Twitch streamer will pick up sometime next year.
Yeah.
It's like,
But
it's not what you want to do,
But
but,
it's a-
it could happen.
yeah, but I feel like games have outs now, I guess. You're not like dead until it's dead.
Battlefield 5 is not dead.
Battlefield 5 is not dead.
Right.
Destiny had a big turnaround twice with Taken King and Forsaken, you know, like I don't know what Anthem is going to be, but
has a shot.
if Anthem comes out and is weird and drops off, there's still hope for it down the line.
Is there hope for Fallout 76?
I say there's always hope.
Yeah.
There's hope. Mm-hmm. That game could Master Chief Collection. I didn't read the article, but
Yeah.
that just had a headline somewhere.
Oh, Kotaku.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
it was like the Master Chief Collection is proof that like you don't give up on
Damiani
games.
doesn't like what's happening right
it's
there.
not- like I agree with the side that says it's back to zero. It's back to like it went back to even. Like where were they for the years where like everyone was complaining about that game and it was like where are the updates? And that's like.
But that's years
That's not,
old.
but look. I would point more to people like Blizzard with Diablo 3. Like
Yeah,
the overall
Diablo
they did that.
3.
Square Enix with Final Fantasy 14. Like games only a few years ago proved, especially with like the advent of like games can be patched, games as service. This mentality of that, if it didn't go right the first time, let's run the numbers and see can we still make this work? Because we put all this time and effort into this game. Let's not just like cast it to the side and abandon it, which I know I chuckled at Fallout 76. It's totally doable. I just don't think Bethesda cares enough to do it. They're going to move on to whatever else. But like even something as bad as Bethesda, Fallout 76 could. Even something as terrible as like Atlas, like, you know, that they're not going to do that either. I don't trust them to do it. But as you said, you know, Sea of Thieves, that's totally like I was like there's still time for this game, like they can do it. Battlefield 5, if they really want to commit to it, they could probably. I think they're more likely just gonna move on to a new Battlefield, but that's like the reality we live in right now.
It's weird for me for Sea of Thieves, Huber. I don't know if this is sustainable or not, right? Like Ninja was streaming, Dr. Disrespect, a lot of big streamers did actually do some Sea of Thieves streams. I just personally with my gut, just tuning in and like watching a stream when I was like seeing what Fortnite was about, when I was seeing like what PUBG's about, like I got it immediately. I'm like, oh, I see why this is entertaining. I love this.
Yeah.
When I'm watching Sea of Thieves streams, I don't see it. I think the joke is like, oh, he's tricking these people. And like, I don't know how long that's funny for. I don't know if that'll work for so long, but it's working now.
Yeah.
I
thought that game was DOA in the first week.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Like it came out and it was a thump.
It is definitely it is definitely doing better. If it's going to be number 2 or number 3 or number 4 on Twitch or number 1, it's selling copies. More people are getting the Game Pass. They're checking it out.
Yeah.
I think the most interesting question, Bossman, is not will Sea of Thieves suddenly just blow up and become way more popular than we imagine. I don't see that happening. What I'm curious about is I think one of the biggest issues with Sea of Thieves is that it really sold itself as a narrative adventure. Like it really showed you the horizon. They were like, you're going to want to go explore these places. You're going to want to see what this world has to offer. It does not have a lot to offer. Like you have to make that game fun yourself.
Yeah. I think they're adding a campaign eventually, but
it will be too little too late, whatever it is. And so what I'm curious to see is if we get something similar like a Sea of Thieves that's different, very different from Rainbow Six Siege or Anthem or anything, because there is a competitive sense, even though Anthem doesn't have PvP. Like within each party, there's a competitiveness for like how to perform or like to get the last shot on a boss or even between teams to like be the first to finish the raid or you know the way Destiny does PvE. I'm curious if we get something like Sea of Thieves that launches and tries to manage expectations as much as possible at launch. That they're like, we want this to be something you just goof around in. We want this to be something that you make your own, you know, and you can just, you know, have fun with. We want streamers to kind of, you know, like, well, like, oh, that's against the pirate code. Like, what are you doing? Why are you condemning the number one person? Yeah. Especially a game about pirates? About like, you know, like people that the whole nature of them is screw the rules. We do it our own way. Like, you know, even in the Caribbean films, it was just like we have a code, screw the code. We have a code, screw. That was like the one of the
like
they had a code. They were parlaying and everything.
More like guidelines.
More kind of like
right.
guidelines.
Oh, sorry, Jones. I did have to interject because I for some reason I like read the comments and remember those corrections that I don't even put in the show. Apparently he was using some sort of exploit of swapping weapons, so he was able to shoot 2 shots really quick, and that was something that was against the pirate code that people were mad about.
He was just doing
he
that.
figured it out. Sorry. Like,
in the 2 seconds I just saw that, he was standing on top of his boat, switching weapons like crazy.
That's against Summit. That's against the pirate code.
you know what I mean? If you saw someone, if you were watching a Fortnite stream, Huber, and you saw somebody do something that not only you had never done yourself or ever seen someone do, you didn't know was possible in the game. Yeah. Would Epic be like, stop that?
Yeah,
no, like everyone's like, they'd patch it out, but they wouldn't like try to cover it up. They wouldn't be like, that makes us look bad. You'd think, wow, how cool that this game has more secrets, that there are things that we can uncover and we can do it live. You know, that like it just seems like a weird vibe to be like, wait, no, that's not the way we want you to play our game. It's like either make something that's solid like Anthem or Siege or Destiny or you know, I know all those games, you know, potentially will have issues or do, but if you're going to have something that encourages playfulness, don't put restrictions. Don't discourage people that are you know, pushing it to its limits.
You know something we don't talk about with Fortnite, and this works for Sea of Thieves as well. More so with Fortnite. Fortnite is a war game. You have guns. it has a cartoonish aspect that kids like. You know,
Oh,
they get to not advertise to kids, but still get kids interested. It's insane how good of a position they are in with their art style.
Cartoony. But
Yeah.
you're killing people.
Yeah, you're shooting guns at
There's
people.
no blood. But
Yeah.
people are getting shot.
Right, like they get to eat so much, right? Like just adults are into the style too because they get their guns or whatever. So I think that's interesting. Like, the characters have good designs. Each new skin is like, oh, that looks cool. You did a good job.
I just got a shovel, a spiked shovel with an eyeball in it. And the eyeball blinks.
Oh no, dude.
Yeah, it's freaky.
Trash it. Trade it in. Grind it for resources.
I just lastly, I really like this side of it. You know, like games as a service kind of have a bad rep.
Yes.
Where it's like, oh, they're nickel and diming you, you know, just give me the real game all at once. Like, I don't like this kind of dragging things on or buying season passes or like a wait and see approach. I just like this side of things where it's like, hey, we messed up or it didn't catch on, but we're committed to it still. Free updates even.
Yeah.
It's just, that's a cool story.
It's cool.
like
It is
it.
cool.
Well, and the thing with Sea of Thieves is like, it is a well-made engine. It
Yeah.
feels
It's a
like
very pretty game.
yeah, it feels like a well-built theater with nothing in it, and you're responsible for like putting on a play. You know, it's like
It's a good venue.
a solid game. You know?
Solid venue.
Yeah, and that's just what's happening now. That's why it resurged, I think, is because people are putting on decent plays now.
This is another weird nitpick. I think everyone looks ugly in that game.
Oh yeah,
I think there's not one
The
good looking
humans, of
character
course.
model.
I think they're meant to.
That's
Yeah,
kind of
it's
the point. We're all
intentional,
kind of like
they're
cool,
all
ugly
meant
pirates.
to be like
Yeah.
weird freak. Like it is nearly impossible to get a good-looking, randomly generated pirate. Like they've all got missing limbs and what have you.
Cro-Magnon foreheads. And
Yeah, like whatever.
It's funny. It like doesn't matter. I guess you know what I mean. Like everyone's just like a hot man or a hot woman in Fortnite.
Yeah,
Like there's no ugly people in Fortnite.
Red Dead
First
Redemption
person versus
2,
third person too, which speaks a lot. I
Yeah.
think.
Red Dead Redemption 2, it's like nigh impossible to look good.
There's some
Yeah.
free,
in online.
Like how many like sunspots do you want on your face?
Yeah.
Like how about none? I don't know.
Which of these awful teeth options do you prefer?
there's some freaky looking skins in Fortnite. There's some freaky ones.
I can be an ugly person.
I guess they're wearing like a mask.
They're always wearing masks,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
Just let me be ugly. Let's do one more. This one's interesting. I feel like the comments are going to have a better answer for this, but it might be like, I want to cover it at least real quick. But to this person, I just say, read the comments on this video. Hey, allies. I've been flirting with the idea of leaving my job to pursue indie game development, as it's what I've wanted to do all my life. But in the process of talking to family and friends, I'm no closer to making a decision, especially considering how lucky you have to be to have success in this industry. With indie games having huge success on the Switch and the Epic Game Store just opening, is now a good time to make that leap and at least give it a go before the market becomes even more oversaturated? Love and respect, Danny.
Always chase your dreams. Chase your dreams. Even if you fail, no regrets. You did your best. You chased your dreams. You went for it.
I'm
you
out of
did
money.
it.
I'm on the streets now, dude.
Yeah, easy for you to say, dude.
I think
Dude, still, like, yeah,
chase your
it's a
dreams
risk.
responsibly.
Yeah, sure, yes.
Don't
then-
chase your dreams into traffic.
But if you never chase your dreams, I feel like you'd regret it for the rest of your life.
True.
Yeah.
Like,
It's tough, man.
it's
I
a
mean-
hard call, but
If you're fortunate enough to have a job and can find a way to have the energy, pull a Stardew Valley or whatever, or he was supported by his girlfriend, I guess, for a while, but like, try to make your game for a while you still have your job, and then if you get any indication that it might succeed, that's when you quit your safety net, right?
Yeah. Whatever you're doing, you have to be prepared to completely bottom out. You have to be prepared to lose all of it.
yep.
And if you're not,
Because you likely will.
and if because
Yeah.
the odds are not in your favor. And if you are like, and it doesn't necessarily have to be money. Like it could be experience. Like like really don't want to turn this to me, but like I've done this. I put a lot of money into developing a card game that at launch I was like, this is not going to work. We're not going to make the money we need to have it run. And then that LLC that I created to make that company was the LLC that started Easy Allies. And so like there are things that have nothing to do with collectible card games that like I learned the whole process of making a new LLC because it had been years since we did game trailers, and there's a lot of lessons I learned, a lot of pressure, just even the fear of that, coming out on the other end was like, oh, I'm so much stronger as far as like making decisions. And so it had nothing to do with like actually making money from the game. But if you're like, I went to GDC with this game tanked, but man, I made a lot of cool friends at GDC. Like if you can try to figure out what other wins you can have and be proactive in that way, if all of your eggs are in the basket of having this be a monthly new income for you, terrifying. It's not going to work out well. It didn't work out well for Cliff Bleszinski, man. It's not going to...
That's how I feel. It's not a gold rush right now.
Yeah.
It's not like a gold rush. It's not like let's all get money off the Switch. It's like, it's still so hard
Cliff's,
to be even up there.
He's producing Broadway shows right now. He's doing fine. But
he's got the restaurant.
Right. But it's...
Wait, is that real?
Yeah. He's producing a Broadway show.
Who knew?
He's funny. He announced beforehand. He was like, I'm doing something. I'm going to announce it tomorrow. It's not going to be what you expect. And then he announced it. I was like, that was not what I was expecting, but cool. I wish I knew the name of it. But
Ian's on it.
Oh, is it public? Is it out?
I am.
Chase your dreams responsibly.
Yeah, I hear
I
you,
say
man.
chase 'em,
Like,
dude.
I want to. So that's the thing, dude. I want to be so supportive of everybody. I don't want we just get like a gasp of life. You know what I mean? I want everybody to do what they can with it. But at the same time, it's just like it is so hard to make it. Yeah. Where it's like I almost wonder if sometimes like irresponsible to be able to like go for it, dudes, because like you could end up hurting that person's life. It's scary.
Or if they do it and they make it, you make their lives. You never know. Life is uncertain.
Yes.
And if you don't do anything, you can't sucdeed.
Hades
if you go for it, you either make it or you fail. But at least you went for it. That's my mentality.
He's joining this producing team as an investor. Oh, I don't know, man, right? Like, it'll say produced by Cliff Bleszinski, but
sure,
like, he's not like, from the top.
Right, no, it's not. He didn't write the musical.
I need more energy. That's
No,
not
it's not.
like,
No,
he's not,
no.
it's not going to
Jazz
be
hands,
Cliff
everyone,
Bleszinski.
jazz
Okay,
hands.
all right,
That's
okay.
Curb your enthusiasm.
Yeah, okay. Hey, it's still something. That's cool. Hades Town. Bring it on. Damiani, where do you stand on that kind of thing?
I mean, you shouldn't. You don't want to live with regrets, but at the same time, I mean, the best option is to do like it sounds like they are doing their homework. I mean, if I was in your shoes, I would read up on every single like indie developer out there who's like shared their story of success and failures, just to try and get the best advice and information. Talking to other indie developers out there for their advice and guidance. I think probably aside from maybe like Ian and to an extent Brandon, we aren't like probably the best group to ask that kind of information from.
Right. That's why I say read the comments, right?
Read the comments, but also this like another important life lesson is like this is your choice. I mean, we can give you all the advice you want, but like, please don't let anyone else make the decision for you. You need to make the decision for yourself, and you're gonna have to like be okay with that. So, don't be sure that what you're doing is what you really want to do, and not someone else telling you, "Hey, it's gonna be great. You're gonna like this. Just go ahead and do it." And like you're doing it for like them, or you're doing it on like this like kind of like false pretenses or false promises that you got to be careful of falling into that trap, essentially.
And I mean, I guess there's a lot of information we don't have, like how old this person is, what the job is, if it's a career kind of job, or like, working at the movie theater. Because like, I definitely just like ditched a movie theater job and moved to LA for no real reason, and I was younger, so it was stupid, but not totally crazy. You know what I mean? I don't know. Yeah, just be smart, weigh all the options.
Yeah, and I guess like broad advice to somebody who wants to make indie games, make sure you have a perspective. Make sure your game will be extremely unique visually, conceptually. I think you need a funny concept. Or I don't know, like Hollow Knight doesn't have a funny concept, right? But it is so distinct. Your game's got to stand out. That should be your first objective.
Objective also should be to love it.
Yes.
Like
Yeah.
if you
Like,
love it,
again,
if
yeah.
you don't
Yeah.
love it,
But that's like the value that I was speaking to. If your game doesn't sell well, but you're still happy it exists,
yes.
great. You know, that's the kind of mindset that you want. Is that
Yes.
like worst case scenario? What can I still walk away with?
Yeah.
You got to ask yourself, what does the world not have in it that would be better if it had in it? And do I love that idea enough to make it myself?
Yeah.
And then,
Make it happen. Make it happen responsibly.
Responsibly. Thanks for that.
It's
Ian.
funny, yeah. It's a tough question to answer anytime. It is now time for bets. Next week's bet's about Kingdom Hearts 3, which is coming out next Tuesday, January 29th. I'm very excited about that. Oh my goodness.
Monday night 9 p.m.
How many shoes will be on the back of the box?
A dozen.
Michael Huber.
Organization 13.
Oh.
Went a little high there. Yeah, nice. I'm going with 5.
I'm going with 9 shoes. Ian?
I went with 17.
Ooh, it's
That's
a lot of shoes.
Almost
I'm thinking it's a group shot and somebody's off the side.
Yeah, everyone, if you could please help me out with this. I'm going to be downloading this game. I will not have a box in my hands. If you could like tweet me like pictures of it, like pretty zoomed in, right? Like you're basically have your phone right on top, like where you see shoes. That'd be extremely helpful because I know this is going to be ambiguous somehow.
What if like one shoe is behind the other shoe? We know the shoe is there.
You got
It's just
see
not.
the
I
shit.
think
Like if the leg
precedence-
is like if there's a frame cutting off the bottom part of the leg, then that doesn't count.
Yeah,
But
I
if
think
you're
precedent says that does not count. We must see
Okay.
at least 75% of the shoe.
Got it.
Okay.
75%.
Yeah,
What if you see like a heel?
that would not count.
What? All right.
Should that count?
If you know it's a shoe, if you see enough of it, that you're like, that's clearly a shoe. That's not like maybe a weapon popping
good
out
with
from
these
another
terms.
character.
I'm good with these terms.
Interesting.
Okay.
Because it's
Yeah.
the same color. It looks like just like the heel of the shoe we can see.
Yeah.
But it's just poking out the back of the leg. Like
Would a glass slipper count as a shoe?
Definitely.
Okay, great.
Oh yeah.
I think there's gonna be a few of those, if you know what I mean. Last week's bet.
7 maidens.
like surprise Roger Rabbit level, and all like the shoes come like bouncing out.
Dude,
Roger Rabbit Jones.
Yeah.
he has no place in that world.
Like everything else.
Dude.
has a really important place.
I think Roger Rabbit would break Kingdom Hearts.
And Tron.
In a good way.
Right. No, like Tron's pretty serious, like the pirates are pretty serious, but like Roger Rabbit coming in like goofing on Donald, like it's gonna break
Crazy.
the world.
Dude, Roger Rabbit is the
Unhinged.
one character that would make me play that game.
Yeah.
So unhinged.
Let's talk about last week's bet for Ace Combat 7 Skies Unknown, which released Friday, January 18th. We bet on how many missiles we would get in the first mission. Jones, you bet 20. Ben bet 5. Brad bet 8. I bet 18. Ian bet 16.
Who was high?
Jonesy.
99.
John's probably won.
So yeah, here's how it works. Is I see the HUD. Damian, you'll have to explain some of this to me.
So the lower right hand corner is
Yeah.
all your armaments.
So we have MSL, which I think
you
is
have your main
missile.
Your main missile.
So there's 70 of those.
There's like a lot of those, and then you get your you have a long range one.
4 AAM, which I probably think's like
Is it AM or QAM?
Anti-air missile?
Yeah. So yeah, I think that's our long
Well,
range.
so you're the first mission you're trying to take out only aerial targets.
Yeah.
And then you try and take out bombers from longer distance. So they ask you to switch over your special weapon.
Sure. So I think those are missiles too. That's 15.
Yeah, they just go from long range.
Okay, and then what is FLR? Is that flare?
That's flares. That's your chaff.
Okay, so that doesn't count. No.
Yeah.
All right, so total number is 85. Jones is closest. So that brings our scores to Scrappy Little Pigs 2. Whee!
Oh yeah, I'm new to this. I don't know what these are.
No, you had another one. I did the Wii. You do something else. You do like rah. You had like a charge.
Jones, like I have no memory of last week.
So we did different sounds. And like the mix. If you want to go Wii, I'm 100%.
No. Okay,
Wii.
all right. One more try. All right, Scrappy Little Pigs 2. Whee! No, you can't. You stay out of this, dude.
I wanted to. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I just heard that. I was like,
compelled. I was compelled.
Gorgeous Gorillas 0.
Oh, so,
Undefeated in 2019.
You're on a hot streak, Jones.
0, baby.
We warned him. We warned him.
Yeah.
I will enjoy it.
That's too powerful of a team. We warned him. Let me talk to everybody quickly about patreon.com/easyallies, which is celebrating our new studio next week. since the beginning, since the very first podcast, since our very first stream, Easy Allies had this goal, 50K, we want to move into a studio. We kind of put that there as like, hey, if you want a studio, it's going to take 50K people. It was kind of there as like, we're never going to get there, and this is what it would take to have a studio. And then we kept growing and growing and growing and nearing this number. We hit that number. We found a studio, the perfect place, and we're moving in this week. Next week's podcast is going to be in that new studio. How crazy is that?
It's very intense.
And that is all thanks to patreon.com/easyallies. That is how we're supported. And just, yeah, check that website out. You can get benefits for $1, for $5, for $10, everything up. And yeah, early access to shows, exclusive access to shows for $1, you know, really cool things. So yeah, check out the website. And yeah, thank you to all patrons, anybody who ever looked at that website. Thank you for helping us out. We're leaving the garage. This is the last podcast you will hear from this garage. And one last thing I also wanted to talk about, we're on Spotify.
What?
I didn't know this. And I would get a lot of tweets. I'm like, hey, can you get on Spotify? And I'm like,
I get asked that on Cup of Jones all the time.
I'm like, I applied and they didn't write me back. Like, they just put us up. You know what I mean? They never like,
how it happens.
Yeah, they never like wrote back. They just put us up. And the way I found out, Jones, was my cousin's husband. They watched the show and they're like, yeah, we just heard it on Spotify. I'm like, what? We're on Spotify? In all of Canada, where do you think we rank in terms of games and hobbies podcasts?
42.
47. Hitman. 47.
What? 30, baby.
30!
Yes. Yes. We're number 30 in Canada.
Dude.
That's where we're most popular.
Sick.
Yeah. We're like 60 something in US, but like Canada,
Nice.
I think it's our jolly humor. I feel like Canadians just get us.
Vibes.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think that's it. So yeah, it's funny to see those statistics.
Dude, we gotta climb the ranks in Canada. I want to be number 1.
I want to be number 1 in Canada.
Straight up.
We got to take down whoever that is.
Yeah. We got 29 to go. We got to do the research.
Canada, what do you want from us?
Bingo book.
Yeah, tell us what you want from us. Oh, we're just like gonna take down the podcast.
Yeah, we're gonna take them down, single them out.
I want Canadian advice. I want to cater our show toward Canadians.
Yeah, how do we, dude? We'll have some
There's a bit I
some
can
all
get
dressed
by.
chips.
Yes. Yeah.
All dressed chips.
I'm telling you, Huber,
On the
my
official
Canadian friends don't
chip.
like
Well,
all dressed chips.
Convert all of our dollars to loonies. We just only talk about loonies. Okay, I'm in, baby.
Dude.
Jones, you won the bet
Canada.
this week. You get the right and responsibility to share your Twitter handle with the world. You get to promote any Easy Allies video you would like to promote. You get the final word on anything you've disagreed with, want to reiterate, or simply popped into your head right now. And you get to sign off with your trademark sign-off.
You can follow me at Trailer Jones. I think I'll do the group stream.
You're such a birthday boy right there to me. That's like, it's like, which present shall I open first, you know?
My birthday a couple days ago, so
Yeah,
I'm still,
exactly.
still feeling myself
Still
a
the
little
birthday
bit.
boy.
I would do this last group stream. It was our final group stream. We did Hall of Greats. It was very fun. I loved every single game people brought. Like
Yeah.
that was a really great discussion. That was a tough call of what I was going to vote for. I had to not vote at all for like 2 or 3 games that I really dearly love.
Bad
And
call, Ripley.
I liked that it was, which leads me into the next thing I want to talk about, but I liked that it was a debate. I love those moments when we show where we can be passionate about the things that we like, but still be like, you're wrong, you know, and try to do that in a cohesive way. Which brings me to my final thought. Just going off of these crazy Twitch milestones that we have. I really firmly believe, this is probably extremely naive of me to think, but I really think that the video game industry over the next couple of decades is going to be is going to lead the way in terms of how to tackle these issues of toxic communities, about how to reach out and meet people on other sides of the world that you don't know, you know, to follow cultures that you don't understand, and hopefully for people to learn how to debate things effectively, how to express your confusion over things that you don't get, or your anger over things that frustrate you, in a way that you can get good responses back that help you understand how those people think. And it's fun seeing Twitch. It's not going to be smooth. It's going to be messy, and a lot of people are going to get, unfortunately, hurt in the process. But I think gaming and live streaming, video games specifically, hopefully, if we can make it on this planet for another 200-300 years, we're gonna look back on the beginning of the 21st century and realize, oh yeah, it was live that really started to change things. When Twitch just kind of is like, live is not cable TV anymore, and live is not just sports. Live is anything you want it to be. Live is understanding that you're looking into a camera, having no idea who's looking back, and other people are doing the same, and we're all learning from each other. And it's a beautiful thing. Again, messy, but hopefully beautiful. Hopefully a bright, shining future. See you in the studio. Cheers.
They have like this set number of times that they have to keep sneezing.